Hello everyone and welcome to the live stream for the race of the Brazilian Grand Prix. So I was quite late to catch up, but still just to catch up I'll let you guys know what has happened till now in this race. Round 21 of 23 of this Formula 1 season. It was Max on pole. Leclerc was alongside him on the front row, but on his way to the grid, as you can see that Leclerc is 18th at the moment because on his way to the grid, Charles Leclerc had an hydraulic issue and crashed out and did not even start the race. So unlucky there. Leclerc also was quite unhappy on his radio as well, as he was seen saying that why am I so unlucky, why am I so unlucky. So yeah, not great fortunes there for Leclerc. Didn't even start the race and crashed out at the start. So for the restart, it was Max on the front row alone. Then at the second row it was Stroll, alongside him it was Norris, and I think behind him it was Alonso, and behind him it was Hamilton and Norris. So at the restart, Max Verstappen led the way comfortably, but then there was a tangle between the Williams of Alex Albon and Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hülkenberg, resulting in Kevin Magnussen and Alex Albon retiring from the race. Then also we had some in that incident involving Oscar Piastri and Daniel Ricciardo, who have like damages to their rear wings, but because of a lot of debris on the start-finish straight, the session has now been red flagged. We are officially on lap 3 of 71. Like, it was not even the end of first lap, but as we all know that they even count an extra formation lap. That's why they have written lap 3 of 71. And I think, according to my knowledge, and as always, I think it will be a standing start. So I think for the standing start, it should be Verstappen on pole, Norris on P2, Hamilton P3, and so on, as you can see on the screen, the grid order. But yeah, interesting thing to notice here is, was the first sector completed? Because as we all know, according to the rules, if the first sector is not completed, then we just like reset the grid to the grid as it was during the start. So yeah, that's an interesting thing to note. Was the first sector completed or not? I think it was. But yeah, so as I said, incidents involving Magnussen and Albon at the start, and they are surely out of this race. Also, incidents involved in that incident, Ricciardo and Piastri are also involved, so they have used damage to the rear wings. But at the moment, the mechanics on board of the cars are working to get the car fixed and get it out in the race as soon as possible, if it is possible within the given time limit. I think this might be quite a lengthy red flag, because there was like, can I send you a handkerchief using your sleeve to wipe your nose? What are you saying, TJ? I don't understand. So yeah, but anyways, what I was saying was, I think it should be a big red flag, like for a quite a long period of time, because there was like a lot of debris on the racetrack. So I think this might this might take some time to be cleared off. So until that time, let's discuss what can happen in further in this race. So now I think the starting grid, as it is on the screen, will be Max, Norris, Lewis, Fernando, and Lance. So already the Aston Martins have lost one place each. So I think Aston Martins won't be happy with this as well at all. But I think Max will easily run away with this win. Maybe he might get overtaken by Lando in turn 1, because as we all know, turn 1 gives you a great opportunity down the inside to overtake the pole sitter. But it will be interesting to see the approach that Lando takes. Also, Lewis also has a great chance of overtaking Lando, because in the original start Lewis started 6th and is currently 3rd. So great restart from as we see the restart again. Lewis was 5th there. Lewis was 5th. Overtook Fernando there, overtook Lance, got overtaken by Lando there, but moved up into 3rd position there. And here we see the incident between Albon and Hülkenberg. So the Albon and Hülkenberg collided, and because of that, Alex Albon was just pushed into Hülkenberg's car, and both of them were unfortunately out of this race. And also in this incident, as I said, the drivers involved were Piastri and Ricciardo as well. So yeah, at the moment the race has been red flagged. No time duration given for when the race will restart. I think this might be a half an hour long break before the race restarts, so yeah, it will be interesting to see. As we are again seeing the replay, let's see it from the point of view of Esteban Ocon. Had a decent start, lost some places, but is minding his own business, and bam, there's the crash in front of him between Albon, Hülkenberg and Magnussen, resulting in retirement of Albon and Magnussen. But Ocon came away unscarred and is currently running P9. Onboard with Ricardo there, who was unfortunately one of the losers from here. Onboard with Ricardo, there is Albon, there is Hülkenberg, there is the crash, and oh, there is a tire, I think. Oh yes, I think the tire that came out from Hülkenberg's Magnussen's car just went off bouncing and took away Ricardo's rear wing, and on both ways Lando Norris had a great start from 6th, moved up to 2nd, had the inside line for turn 1 and took P2 there, so nice start there for Lando, and definitely for the second restart he will have a great advantage, and also is in chance of overtaking Max there as well. So we are on lap 3 of 71 of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. The race has been currently red flagged, and onward with Lance Stroll, who had a clear track in front of him, but a poor, very slow start there from Lance. Was followed by Norris and Alonso and Hamilton as well. So from 3rd dropped to 6th there. From 5th to 5th because Leclerc isn't starting. So again, who have just joined right now, I will just run you through the race. At the start of the race, Leclerc, on his way to the grid, like on the formation lap, lost his car's hydraulics. No mates, no David, only 3 drivers have DNF at the moment, and Piastri and Ricciardo are kind of in this race. Their cars are currently under repair, so if they can get into the back into the race, they are in the race. But officially only 3 drivers are DNF, that is Leclerc, Magnussen and Albon. So as I was saying, at the start of the race, Leclerc, I think it was sector 2, lost hydraulics, like was on a fast right hander, lost his hydraulics and bam, went into the wall. So also for after, I think it was the first time that on the radio Leclerc was saying that I am so unlucky. So I think clear frustration there from Leclerc, because as we all know, he's just like a chill, cool kind of guy, doesn't like gets affected but doesn't even like fight much, doesn't complain much, just agrees to the team's orders, but was like very unhappy with his retirement and was saying on the radio that I'm so unlucky. So yeah, we really feel for that poor Monegasque, but it is Formula 1 and sometimes you have a lot of bad luck, and Leclerc is unfortunately the one of the drivers who is facing a lots and lots of bad luck there. Currently red flag, and I think the car of Ricciardo is still under repair. There is no rear wing currently on Ricciardo's car. The AlphaTauri mechanics working tirelessly to get Ricciardo back in the race, but I think it might not be an easy job, because we all know that rear wing repairs take more than half an hour or even more than that. So let's see if the AlphaTauri mechanics can repair Ricciardo's car within time. And coming to the Leclerc discussion, we all know that this man, that poor young kid, is very unlucky considering his race. Mostly in races, in qualifying, he's I think one of the luckiest drivers and probably the quickest driver on the grid in qualifying. Like has 20 poles, but those 20 poles, I think he has converted only 4 to 6 of those to victories. So the pole to win ratio for Leclerc, I think, is the worst currently on the grid. And also a thing to note is in his previous 11 pole position starts, Leclerc has failed to convert them into race wins. So yeah, certainly very fast and very lucky in qualifying, but lacks a lot of luck in terms of race. So yeah, and back to the track, the debris has been cleared and the marshals are just like giving the track some finishing touches, and I think the barriers are also in fine condition as well. So within 10 to 15 minutes, I think we should go back to racing. No official confirmation still from the FIA, but I think 10 to 15 minutes more until the racing resumes here at Sao Paulo. So until that moment, do feel free to share your predictions in the live chat, guys. And yes, I think the race should begin right now, because in 10 minutes time, because all the drivers are now on their way to the cars wearing their helmets and getting ready for the restart. And I think the order for the restart is the order that you see on your screen currently. Verstappen on pole, then Norris and Hamilton, and so on. I definitely think that at least at the start, like, Norris doesn't has the pace to match Max and get the race win, but I think at least at the start Norris can take the lead down to turn 1 from Max, because as you can see on the track map as well on your screen, the turn 1 is the yellow part, the yellow S section. So the P2 driver starts from the left hand side and P1 driver starts from the right hand side. So so race will begin in 10 minutes time. The race to begin in 10 minutes time, says the FIA. So yeah, what I was saying, that for the race start, the driver in the P2 has that inside line and P1 is surely ahead, but turn 1 flows like this. So the driver in P2 surely has an advantage going down into turn 1. If both Lando and Max have an equal amount of start, like equal good start, so then I think definitely Lando can take the lead and maintain it at least for some laps, until inevitably the man Max Verstappen overtakes him and flies away with this race win. But yeah, early doors in this race cannot be predicted. And oh, that's Daniel's car. I think they are like working tirelessly on his AlphaTauri, and I think the rear wing is fixed quite a bit. I think Daniel might participate in this race. Oscar's rear wing is surely fixed. As we see here, the scene of Oscar Piastri's car, and I think his rear wing of Oscar Piastri's car is surely fixed, and I think Oscar should win this race. Can't say anything for certain about Daniel, because a bit more work was left in his car, but surely Oscar is starting this race. So yeah, and we have more 8 minutes for this session to restart. Max is starting on pole, and surely there hasn't been any confirmation, but I'm sure that it will be a standing start. So until that time, thank you very much everyone for tuning in. Please don't forget to like the stream, please guys, it really helps and motivates me a lot. And also please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So all the drivers currently on their way to the cars and getting ready for this crucial restart. Also, as you all know, 3 less cars, so less chance of carnage there at the start. So yeah, that's good for the drivers, especially the drivers who are starting at the rear end. And here we see Lewis Hamilton getting ready to get in the car. So I have one question for you guys. Can Lewis Hamilton win today? I know it's next to impossible today, but his home race, and we all know Lewis goes well around this track, quite well around this track. I think at least a podium, at least P3 or P2 would be a great result for Lewis, and a great mean to support the home fans who have come here to support the home hero. As we all know, Lewis Hamilton is the honorary citizen of Brazil, so it's his official home race. Here on board with Ricardo again, as I said, his incident which lost his rear wing. So what happened to Daniel was, as I said, incident between Albon and Magnussen, because of which the tire, like not the whole tire, the outer rubber covering of the tire just came off from Magnussen's car, bounced a couple of times on the track, and just took away Ricardo's rear wing along with it. So because of which Ricardo sustained a lot of damage on his rear wing, and the AlphaTauri team were forced to change the rear wing. And from the current information, it's seen that his rear wing is almost fixed. I cannot say for certain, but it's almost fixed, and I think Daniel might take part in this race again. Oscar will surely take part, but not sure about Daniel. And also, for rule for taking repart in the race, if you guys are unaware, so what's the rule is, during the time of red flag, the teams are allowed to repair the damages on the car, maybe the floor, side pod, anything, within the given red flag duration. And also, the rule for rejoining the race is, if a car is able to enter the pit lane on its own power. Like in case of Daniel, he had rear wing damage, but his car was okay fine, so he was able to enter the pit lane on his own power, and his team was able to fix his car and he can easily join the race. But in case of Albon and Magnussen there, who crashed out on the track, so a recovery vehicle, that according to the FIA rules, a second vehicle will take their car to the pit lane. So according to the rules, if a car is not able to reach the pit lane on its own power, then the car won't be allowed to start the race and is officially considered as DNF or retired. So yeah, not retired, it should be said DNF. DNF is a more proper word. So Leclerc, Magnussen and Albon not able to return to the pit lane on their own car's powers, like their cars, they stopped the cars because of damage, so they are officially out of this race. But Piastri and Ricciardo, who had huge damages on their car, but they were able to enter the pit lane on their own car's power. So if the car is given the approval by FIA that it's safe to run, so, and I think it has been, so I think both of those drivers, even though starting 16th and 17th, I think they have chance of scoring some points in this race. So yeah, I think this might have made some rules clear for you guys. And as I said, race will restart in 5 minutes time. Until that time, thank you very much for all the people who have tuned in. Your support really means a lot to me. Again, confirmation from FIA, race will start in 5 minutes time. Please don't forget to like the stream, it really helps and motivates me a lot. And also, it will be lap 3 of 71 when we start the race, because one lap will be the main lap of the race, the second lap will be the in lap, and the third lap will be the new formation lap. So that's why officially the timing screen says that 3 laps have been done, and as the light goes out, we will be on lap 3 of 71 for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. And again, for the second time in this restart, Max Verstappen will be starting on pole position, and it will be Lando Norris alongside him on the front row. And as I said, Lando Norris definitely has good chance of taking the lead from Max into turn 1 and maybe challenge for race win in the starting stages. If you guys might have tuned in for yesterday's sprint race as well, we all know that in the starting half of the race, Lando was able to stay with Max for some time, but then as the stint progressed, Lando's tires dropped off a cliff, and on the other hand, Max's tires just kept getting better and better throughout the stint. So at the end, I think in 4 laps this time, Max pulled a gap of 3 seconds over Lando. So race win is out of reach for the rest of the drivers, but surely they will try and give a challenge to Max and give some run for his money. And race should start in 3 minutes time. It's not the race, the formation lap will begin in 3 minutes time, and the drivers will line up on the grid for the first restart and second start. Sorry about that, for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. And the starting order will be as you see on your screen currently. It will be Max on pole, Norris alongside him, Hamilton in P3, Alonso P4, Stroll P5, Russell P6, Perez P7, then Sainz, Ocon, Tsunoda, Gasly, Bottas, Joe, Sargent, Hülkenberg, Piastri and Ricciardo. Drivers out of this race are Leclerc, Magnussen and Albon. And as I can see on my screens, I think Oscar Piastri and Daniel Ricciardo's car has been repaired, and both of the drivers are A-OK to join this race. So yeah, that's great news for both of the drivers, as their car has been fixed within the given time duration, within the given red flag time, and they will be able to join the race, and surely they will start the race from the back of the field, as we can see on the screen on 16th and 17th. But surely some race is better than no race. So the pit lane should open in 2 minutes time, and the cars will start rolling on the track, and then we are go for this Brazilian Grand Prix, or I should say the official name, the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Full crowds, full packed crowd here for this weekend, as has been in all races this season. The increasing popularity of Formula 1. No Ferrari, the comment live chat from Terminator. So mate, Leclerc suffered a hydraulic issue and was out of the race at the very beginning, and Carlos Sainz is currently in P8. So this is not a good position for Ferrari in their battle for P2 with Mercedes, as there are only 3 rounds left, including this round, and I think they are 21 points behind Mercedes at the moment. So the fight is definitely on, but considering today's race with one Ferrari in P18 like DNF'd, and one Ferrari running very low P8, and on the other hand the Mercedes running P3 and P6. So yeah, not great for the constructors standing battle in P2, but still this race is very young and lots of laps left, and I think pit lane opens in 30 seconds, and it will be Max, an official confirmation from the FIA, it will be a standing start procedure. So confirmation from the FIA, it will be a standing start. Max Verstappen will be landing on pole, and pit lane should open in 15 seconds now, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1, and the pit lane is open. And yeah, official confirmation, Ricardo and Oscar Piastri are joining this race and will be starting this race from 16th and 17th. So commendable job and commendable work there from the mechanics of AlphaTauri and McLaren, because those cars were like totally damaged from the rear end, and they required serious rear wing replacement, and the mechanics have done a quick job to replace both of their respective cars' rear wings. And I joined the pit lane, joined the race. So, and the pit lane is open, and the drivers roll out on the track. And I think bar 1 or 2 drivers, or the drivers are currently on the medium set of tires. So the data suggests from yesterday that though so it's Sargent and Hülkenberg who are the only drivers on set of mediums. So data from yesterday suggests that the medium soft set of tires though degrades quite fast, but it's still a durable tire, at least runs for 18 to 17 laps. And also because of this red flag, the tires have to suffer 2 laps less. So bit great for these tires, and also bit great for the teams who are looking for a soft medium soft strategy. And as I said, only Sargent and Hülkenberg are the drivers who are on a set of medium compound of tires, and rest all drivers on a set of soft tires. And interesting to see here is some drivers like the bottom of the field who were knocked out in Q1 and Q2. So because they were knocked out early in qualifying, they have extra new set of soft compound of tires, so they are starting on new set of tires. I think they are the bottom 5 bottom 6 drivers, so they will surely have an advantage at the race restart, getting extra grip from that shiny surface on that new set of tires compared to these 3 to 4 lap scrub tires for the rest of the field. And formation lap is underway. All the drivers are on their way to the grid for the restart of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. If you guys have just tuned in, I will quickly run you through what has happened in this race. On the formation lap, Charles Leclerc had a hydraulic issue and was out of this race. And Charles Leclerc, because of hydraulic issue, crashed but was able to get the cars out of the barriers and was out of the race surely. But on the restart, on the opening lap at lights out, there was a crash involving the 2 halves of Hülkenberg and Magnussen, and also Albon, which resulted in retirement for the car likes of Albon and Magnussen. And the likes of Piastri and Ricciardo suffered huge rear wing damages, but great work from their respective teams, and they are rejoining this race officially from 16th and 17th. And at the start, Lando Norris was a good beneficiary, gained 4 places. Yuki Tsunoda, who started 10th, started 16th, gained 6 places, and also Zhou Guanyu, who started from last, has gained 7 places. So quite some big gains there from drivers. And also, so the drivers are almost there, lined up on the grid, and Max Verstappen leads the way, but we have Lando Norris starting right alongside him in P2. So great chance there for Lando to snatch the lead from Max. So time will say that as the drivers approach on the pit lane, and Max and Lando lined up on the grid. Then it's Lewis, then it's Lance, then it's Fernando, then it's Lance, and then it's Perez, Russell, Stroll, Sainz as the drivers line up on this grid for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. The rear end drivers, the final cars approaching the pit lane now, and so it's pit lane start for Ricciardo and Piastri, as we know, because their car was like altered under the park permit regulations, so they will need to start the race from the pit lane. And so all the drivers lined up on the grid, and it's 1, 2, sorry, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The likes of Ricciardo and Norris are in the pit lane, so drivers line up on the grid. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in front of drivers. It's lights off and away we go. Verstappen initially has a great reaction time. Lando Norris had a slow start. Lewis Hamilton taking advantage into turn 2. Hamilton Norris wheel to wheel there, and Max Verstappen is away, and it's Lewis Hamilton who's alongside Max Verstappen there. Sorry, I am fumbling a bit. It's Max Verstappen alongside Lando Norris, and Lewis Hamilton comes out ahead of Lando Norris, but Lando Norris overtakes him and is P2. So it's Hamilton, and Hamilton under pressure from Fernando Alonso, and Fernando Alonso overtakes Lewis Hamilton, and Lewis Hamilton drops, instead of gaining a place at start, drops 1, but is putting pressure on Fernando Alonso. There goes wheel to wheel, but bails out of it as he runs out of room. Sorry for this interruption. Yeah, there is Max Verstappen currently going to sector 2. Max Verstappen has a lead of 1 second over the rest of the field. Then at the rear end, there are drivers battling for P3, P4, P5, the rear end of the field quite closely packed. Here at the race restart, let's take a look at the restart again. Max Verstappen pulled away quite well. Lewis Hamilton again had a great restart, was alongside Lando Norris, was momentarily ahead of him into turn 2 and turn 3, but then was boxed into the camber of turn 3 and lost out to Lando Norris. And instead of gaining one place, he is currently running in P4. Fernando Alonso gaining one place, currently running in podium places. Lando Norris within DRS range of Max Verstappen as we start this lap 571 for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Max Verstappen leads the way, then we have Lando Norris in P2, Fernando Alonso running in podium places. As he said at the start of the season, 7-8 races before that, before the end of the season, he will get on the podium at least one. And we have incident involving Magnussen and Albon, the incident at this first restart. So no further investigation necessary, says the stewards. And so here, lap 571, all the drivers gaining some places, losing some places, but no such heavy incidents here at the start, as Oscar Piastri is the only driver who is currently on medium tires and started from the pit lane, is also currently one lap down. So I think the races of these drivers are ruined until and unless there is a safety car or a red flag, because currently they are running quite a long way below the rest of the field. And here we have Max Verstappen having a lead of almost a second over Lando Norris there. Has broken DRS range, but as we saw in sprint yesterday, hasn't pulled a huge gap as we expect from Max. So yeah, as we start lap 7 of 71 and DRS has lap 6 of 61 and DRS has been enabled. I won't attack in this. Okay, so George is saying that let's work together, I won't attack in these early laps. So as we can see on this timing screen, the Mercedes running closely in P4 and P5. So Russell saying Lewis that don't worry, he won't attack Lewis. But as we all saw from yesterday's sprint as well, the Mercedes quite dramatically aren't quite strong in race pace. Traditionally Mercedes are quite strong in terms of race pace and struggle a bit in qualifying. But this weekend it has been the other way around. Mercedes haven't been quite great in qualifying, but have been quite worse in the race as well. So again, a look at the restart. As I said, Lewis Hamilton locked up into turn 2 as he was trying to battle Lando Norris, which opened the door for Fernando Alonso. And we all know the wily old fox never misses an opportunity, tucks behind the slipstream of Lewis Hamilton. With the extra speed comes alongside Lewis Hamilton, braves it down the inside, very less space there. Lewis just leaves enough room for Fernando to sneak through, and Fernando moves up there into P3. On board with Lando Norris, had quite a poor start, which gave Lewis Hamilton an opportunity to take the advantage and move into P2. But as I said, lock up for Lewis and lost 2 places there. As we ride onward with Lando Norris, is within 5 tenths of Max Verstappen there, so that's interesting to see. Lando Norris taking to the rear wing of Max Verstappen, currently within DRS range of the reigning world champion, is 6 tenths behind Max and currently also has the fastest lap. But as we all know, it's quite difficult to follow through sector 2 and especially to sector 2, not sector 3, because of the tight and twisty corners, so it's quite hard for drivers to follow. But Lando Norris currently is able to follow Max and down through the start of sector 3 where there is a DRS detection line. He is currently 8 tenths within the DRS of Max Verstappen. So is Lando Norris genuinely fast is the question, because if you guys might have seen qualifying, we all know that the McLaren was the quickest driver in sector 3. So if Lando keeps on getting DRS from Max, I am sure that he can put a challenge for the race win. Here comes Lando Norris, challenges Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen goes deep into turn 2, turn 3, which will definitely give Lando Norris the chance down to turn 1. Is a bit behind, but with DRS, that McLaren is a slippery thing in straight line, is gaining all the time, gaining. Max Verstappen defends inside, goes alongside Lando Norris, but just runs out of straight and they hold position. But Lando is definitely looking racy here, and is still behind the slipstream and DRS of Max Verstappen, but no overtaking there from the Brit. But yeah, it's quite great to see that the way Lando is able to follow Max through this sector 2 and able to stay within DRS range. So yeah, that's great. But yeah, back to the battle behind. Fernando Alonso dropped 2 seconds from this battle and currently is 2 seconds ahead of Lewis. So yeah, as I said, and as eminent from the sprint yesterday, Mercedes definitely struggling in race pace. So yeah, back to Verstappen Norris battle. Lando Norris has now lost DRS. Is 2 tenths less than DRS range, and he's currently 1.2 seconds behind Max. So yeah, I think this is it for today's race. Congratulations, guys! Max Verstappen is a race winner. Just joking. It is quite early this race, but as we all know, if Max Verstappen starts pulling away from the rest of the field, he just like edges away and no one can catch him. As we see a battle between Russell and Perez. Lewis Hamilton looking quite slow throughout this weekend, which I didn't expect at all, because as we all know, Lewis goes quite well around this track, but currently Lewis is running in P4, and I would say he's kind of holding George Russell there, because his teammate Russell is in huge pressure behind from the Mexican Sergio Perez, who surely, as we all know, is in battle for P2 with Lewis Hamilton. Currently leads by 24 points, and surely will be looking to extend his advantage today. Currently Lewis scoring 12 and Checo scoring 8 points, so Lewis gaining by 4 points, and the gap will be 20 points as it stands. But considering the pace of that Red Bull in yesterday's sprint, I think it won't be quite difficult for Checo to overtake the Mercedes there. As we focus here on the battle between the Mercedes and Red Bull, Mercedes of Russell and Red Bull of Perez. Perez quite close behind there to the Mercedes of Russell and is within DRS range, so I think Perez should overtake George this lap. As we focus here, Perez with DRS, Russell also with DRS behind Lewis. So Perez gaining, but doesn't gain enough and stays behind George for this lap as well. But also don't forget, this is a double DRS dose down the run to turn 3 and turn 4 as well. So Checo again has DRS, but nothing here doing. So all the drivers hold up positions at the moment. It's lap 10 of 71 of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, and it's Max Verstappen who is leading the race, and as I said, he's pulling away now. Before the start of this lap, he was under a second in front of Lando, and he's more than 2 seconds now. So yeah, Max in free air and in full push mode surely will disappear, and I think he's winning the race by 40 seconds today, considering his pace at the moment. So yeah, again battle. I think the Mercedes aren't quite quick today. They are not quick, that's fine, but they are slow today. So I think the Mercedes surely will be swallowed up by the pack here. Currently running in P4 and P5. 3 seconds behind the Aston Martin of Fernando Alonso there, and which I don't think is good, because they are losing like 2 to 3 tenths per lap. Again on with Sergio Perez in that quite a slippery Red Bull in the straight line, and is 4 tenths behind Russell. Is gaining all the time with DRS, gaining 3 tenths, 2.5 tenths, 2 tenths. Looks for a lunge there, goes for a lunge there, but Russell defends the inside, and Sergio Perez has to go the long way round, but nothing doing there. Again, as I said, second dose of DRS down the back straight, or the second back straight. George Russell able to stay within DRS range of Lewis Hamilton there, but as soon as I think George drops out of DRS from Lewis, he is in big trouble there from the drivers behind him, that is Perez and Stroll. Also Sainz keeping in close proximity of this battle. Focusing back at the front, it's Max Verstappen who leads the way by a distance of 2.1 seconds. Then it's Fernando Alonso, who is closing in on Lando Norris, it should be said. So I think McLaren isn't quite quick on a race trim, because yesterday also it was seen that the McLaren is just a bit more hungry on its tires compared to the rest of the drivers. So I think Fernando Alonso might be fancying his chance there to get P2 at the bare maximum. So that will surely be a great result for Fernando, considering his recent run of form, his form has been great. The Aston hasn't been great, so considering his recent results, I think Fernando will be more than happy with P2. So we will keep an eye on that battle as well. As we begin lap 12 of 71 with Max Verstappen, your race leader, gap staying at a constant of 2.2 seconds. So I think Max is in race management mode there. Lando Norris has pushed a little bit and is like half a second ahead of Fernando Alonso there. Then we have Lewis Hamilton, 3.5 seconds behind this battle. Behind him is his teammate George Russell, 9 tenths behind him. And then we have a long DRS range which includes Russell, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Gasly, Ocon and Tsunoda. So yeah, nothing much happening in this race. There are like quite a few battles going on, but no overtakes done at the moment. Focusing on the battle between Bottas and Hülkenberg. Bottas with DRS, through the main straight, easy pass. We all know DRS is like quite strong around here, especially at the start finish straight. Drivers gaining like about 20 to 22 kilometers per hour. So yeah, easy move there for Valtteri as he moves up into P12. Surely will be fancying his chances for getting some points there. And so yeah, I think we should discuss about some strategy now, because I think the expected and the best strategy for today's race was soft, medium and soft, or soft, medium and medium, considering how the medium tires performs in the middle stint. But I think the teams mostly will be going for a soft, medium stint. So 70 laps. I think 20 laps, 20 to 18 laps on a set of softs. Then the rest of the stint of mediums could be divided in 25 laps. Let's see what the strategists have planned out. But I think the other strategy will be 18 to 19 laps on the set of softs, then 25 or 26 laps each on the set of mediums. So currently I think soft, medium is a more ideal strategy, because I think the medium tires will last for long, more than the softs. But I think sorry for the voice there, I don't think these soft medium tires will last more than 25 laps, because the track temperature currently at the moment is 40 to 44 degrees Celsius, so it's quite warm out there at Sao Paulo. So I think soft, medium the ideal strategy. And also I think the front runners have one new set of medium and one used set of mediums, while the Mercedes have two used sets of mediums. So that will be interesting to see in the coming later half of these races, as we are on lap 14 of 71 of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. As I have been saying for a long time, Max Verstappen leads this way with a gap of 2.3 seconds, 2.4 seconds now Lando Norris. Fernando Alonso, who was looking to catch up on Lando Norris, has stopped his progress now. But sorry for the interruption here, focusing on the battle between Perez and Russell. Perez overtook Russell there, but Russell again with DRS around the second back straight moves alongside him, but Checo Perez defends the inside, and George Russell, even after getting ahead, runs out of road, and Sergio Perez completes his move on George Russell and moves up into P5. So I think Lewis is vulnerable now, or because as I said, Mercedes not quick in terms of race pace, and Red Bull is the quickest in terms of race. So it will be interesting to see when Sergio Perez overtakes Lewis Hamilton here. As we continue with the race, lap 15 of 78 now for Max Verstappen. He has increased his lead by a tenth on this in this lap over Lando Norris. Fernando Alonso maintaining his gap in front of Lewis and behind Lando Norris. So yeah, as I said, Mercedes not looking as quick as they were in Mexico and Austin. Currently running in a lonely 4th place, and are currently under pressure from the very quick Red Bull of Sergio Perez, who started in P6, and George Russell trying to re-overtake Sergio Perez there. But none of that from George, because we all know, as I have been saying, if you guys might have seen in qualifying, the Mercedes was the slowest in the final sector, and the Red Bull and the rest of the teams were quicker than the Mercedes. So they have been losing quite a lot of time and quite a lot of delta in the final sector, so which is kind of hampering the race. As we have our first pit stop, I think Esteban Ocon is currently in the pits. Is that a scheduled pit stop, or is that a unplanned pit stop? Time will say that. I think it was a scheduled pit stop, because the soft tires should start losing at their performance now. As I said, the track temperature 42 to 44 degrees Celsius, so quite high for these Pirelli tires, especially the soft set of tires, which degrade quite faster, give a lot of performance, but the drop off in pace is also quite huge. So yeah, Esteban Ocon doing his mandatory pit stop, and I think he's on Ocon on medium set of tires, Ricardo there on the soft set of tires, Oscar Piastri on the medium set of tires. But as we all know, both of the drivers currently are a lap down because of the drivers getting damaged in lap 1 and them joining late in this race. So both of the drivers are lap down, and I think until and unless there is a red flag, I think there is no use of these drivers running, because they won't be able to cover a lapse time within the whole race. They are not Max Verstappen. If it was Max, surely you would have covered it, but quite difficult for those drivers. As I think Russell here on radio is complaining a bit, not complaining to say specifically, but he isn't quite confident with today's race because Mercedes race pace, as usual, isn't as great as we expected to see. Currently running in P4 and P6. I think they started P5 and P6, so not a huge loss there for Mercedes. But looking at the gaps, Aston Martin, who have struggled in the past few races, are 6 seconds ahead of Lewis Hamilton. So it is very clear from this that the Mercedes have struggled quite a lot this weekend and are continuing to struggle. And as we begin lap 16 of 71 with Max Verstappen, the gap 2.4 seconds staying constant. So it's clear from here Max Verstappen is performing time management, and Lewis Hamilton under pressure from Sergio Perez. Sergio Perez is 5 times behind Lewis Hamilton currently and is within DRS range and is constantly gaining all the time on Lewis. And there's George, who has already dropped out of DRS of Sergio Perez. So I think George should be soon overtaken by Lance Stroll, and here Lewis Hamilton should be very soon overtaken by Sergio Perez. Round the back straight, Lewis harvesting there, Sergio Perez using his ERS, gained all the time but fell short of straight, and will definitely look to make the move on the next lap. Again, we look here at the battle between Piastri and Magnussen there. I think Piastri trying to unlap himself there. Yeah, Oscar Piastri is surely trying to unlap himself. Overtook Nico Hülkenberg there, who was running in P13. So definitely a lot of work for the McLaren and the AlphaTauri. Oh, that was Yuki Tsunoda. Yuki Tsunoda here sliding his way around sector 2, put his wheel on the grass, and as we all know, the grass isn't the part where the drivers love to drive the cars the more. We all know Valtteri Bottas' lawnmower service in Austria in 2020, but it isn't a part where drivers love to drive their cars because of lack of grip. So Yuki Tsunoda losing a couple of places there, currently running in P11. Surely would love to score some points today, as the AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo are currently in a battle for P8 in the constructor standings. AlphaTauri currently 4 points, I think 3 points ahead of Alfa Romeo and are ahead of them. But surely AlphaTauri's visions will be to overtake Williams for P7 as well. But here again battle between Perez and Hamilton here, as this time Sergio Perez with DRS round the main straight is able to overtake Lewis Hamilton and moves up into P4 there. Lewis Hamilton on the back straight tries to come back with DRS, but nothing of him. As I said, Mercedes is quite slow in straight line speed, so was unable to overtake Checo there. Lewis Hamilton still putting Perez under pressure into sector 2, but yeah, no overtaking zone there, and Lewis Hamilton has been overtaken by Sergio Perez on lap 18. So it will be interesting to see what Checo can do from here. Currently he is 7 seconds behind Fernando, who is running in P3. And before the start of the race, Sergio said that a podium position in this race will be a great result for him and for his team. So Checo, let's see how soon or if he can close that 7 to 8 seconds gap to Fernando. Time will say that as we start lap 19 of 71. Less than half the distance in this lap of Sao Paulo Grand Prix. The gap in front currently stationary at 2.6 to 2.7 seconds. It's definitely sure that Red Bull are managing, and in comes Lewis Hamilton for his pit stop. I think Mercedes have had enough of that medium set of tires and put the brand new shiny set of Mercedes getting rid of their soft set of tires and putting the brand new shiny set of medium tires. 2.7 second stops Mercedes throughout this season. That's the thing to notice, is Mercedes haven't been the quickest in the pit lane, have lost quite a lot of time in the pit stop. So it's definitely a thing that the team will look out to work in the near future when they challenge for championships. So I think the pit stops are a crucial part of the race, and slow pit stops aren't quite great in championship winning ways. So anyways, we will talk about the future later. Currently in this present race, Lando Norris has been set to pick up the pace now. So let's focus on the gap between Norris and Verstappen there. Currently 2.8 seconds when Norris has been ordered. So I think pit stop for Norris is coming very soon, because generally the team orders the driver to pick up the pace only when they are thinking of a pit stop and would like to use all the performance left in the tires. As George Russell, after his teammate pitted, has been ordered to come into the pits, and in comes George Russell. The two Mercedes quite early to stop, so surely their tires not lasting a lot long. So again George Russell on the medium set of tires, 2.9 second stops. Again slow stop from the Mercedes. So as I said, Definitely a big issue with Mercedes will need to sort out in the near future. As here comes George Russell out of the pit lane. That will be close between the Mercedes. I think before the pit stops, it was a gap of 3 seconds. It's currently 1 second now. So surely the undercut working in the favor of George Russell there. As the two Mercedes currently run P10 and P11. Have already stopped for the medium set of tires. So has Esteban Ocon and so has Valtteri Bottas and Zhou Guanyu as well. I have got a problem with my left front. It's starting to steer right. Okay. So Lewis complaining that he has a problem with his left front. So whenever he is turning left, his car is turning right. So maybe a issue of loose wheel there. Not too sure about it. Maybe a issue of loose wheel there. But definitely we'll keep an eye on Lewis. And as I said, Lando Norris was said to push, but nothing seen in the gaps. Instead, Max Verstappen has increased the gap by 4 tenths over Lando in the previous lap. So yeah. And as Sergio Perez has been informed to come into the pits and Checo comes in the pits, let's see what his stop time is. Quick stop there from the Red Bull team, 2.2 seconds. So already gaining 7 tenths on the Mercedes team. So as I said, definitely the Mercedes team needs to watch out for the pit stops. As out comes Sergio Perez on the pit lane. I think it might be a bit close between Hamilton and Perez, but with the fast stop, Sergio Perez should be safe, and Lewis Hamilton overtakes Sergio Perez there. I think, yeah, Lewis Hamilton in the round of pit stops overtakes Sergio Perez there. So not the thing Red Bull would have planned, but I think in the next lap or so, Sergio Perez will easily overtake Lewis Hamilton back with the help of DRS. So we'll surely keep an eye on that as well. I don't know how many things I said that we'll keep an eye on that, and I forgot it within the span of couple of laps, but yeah. Anyways, battle between Sainz and Stroll here for P4. Both of them haven't stopped yet. Lance Stroll looking quite good today, it should be said, because if you guys might have seen some recent races, Lance Stroll hasn't performed to the best level, to say the least. Has performed the worst out of this field. Has constantly scored P18, P19 and P17s whilst his teammate trying to push the car and getting P7s and P8s. But today in this race is 12 seconds of his teammate's pace, which is quite a lot in a span of 22 laps, removing the 3 laps. So in 19 laps, 12 seconds behind your teammate is quite a big span, but still being able to run in points in P4 is a good achievement there for Lance and his teammate. Fernando Alonso currently running in P3 in the podium places, would be surely under pressure from Sergio Perez in the coming of these races. As I said, remember this time now. Keep an eye on battle between Perez and Hamilton. Perez definitely got overcut there by Hamilton. So Sergio Perez unable to overtake Lewis Hamilton there on this first lap, and Sergio Perez, and which was in my mind as well, Sergio Perez saying the Red Bull team that why did we follow Mercedes in the pit lane, and that is quite the right thing, because I think if Checo might have stayed out and went for an overcut, I think it would have been more beneficial as compared to the undercut attempt from the Red Bull team. So I think there's a little bit of mess from Red Bull, but I think not a huge loss, because Checo will cover this deficit very soon with the help of car that he has underneath him. As we focus here on the battle between Checo and Lewis, around the back straight, final straight they are coming. Checo Perez within 3 tenths of Lewis Hamilton. Surely the overtake is on, and it won't be very hard for Checo considering the straight line speed and the efficiency of that Red Bull. When the DRS is open, Sergio Perez gaining all the time, gaining, goes outside, goes inside, goes to the outside again, late braking with the Red Bull. Lewis Hamilton doesn't give up, brakes late and keeps ahead of Sergio Perez, but Sergio Perez surely with the double dose of DRS will be looking to overtake Lewis Hamilton down this second back straight. Is very close to Lewis Hamilton waving down the straight, but in a safe manner. Sergio Perez with DRS overtakes Lewis Hamilton and moves up into P7. So yeah, I think Sergio will now be able to focus on his race now, rather than looking in front of the Mercedes in front of him. Now there's a two Mercedes which will be said in his rear wing. So Zhou Guanyu has been said to retire the car. Not sure what the issue is, but Zhou Guanyu wasn't having quite a great race, it should be said, has been said to retire the car now. As we see here, Lance Stroll also making his pit stop on a set of medium command of tires, and is only 1.8 seconds behind the Mercedes of George Russell. So I think the overcut working quite well there for Lance. Before the round of pit stops, I think he was 1.9 seconds in front of behind George, and after the round of pit stops he is 2 seconds. So 2 tenths in comparison for 6 to 5 laps of fresh set of tires is definitely a win for the Aston Martin team. As we here see Fernando Alonso still running in the podium places, running in P5, but at the later half of the race, surely Sergio Perez will be a big threat. As we all know, the Red Bull is quite quick around this track, as seen from the data from sprint also, and also from the practice. Sergio Perez currently running in P7 has 8 seconds of free air in front of him, so surely he will be happy with that and will be looking to close the gap to Fernando Alonso and definitely try for an undercut before Fernando pits. So basically, just a quick revision for the term undercut. So what undercut is, when two drivers are running quite close behind and the driver behind decides to pit before the driver in front. So the driver behind has fresh set of tires and does a lap faster than the driver in front of him. So when on the next lap the driver in front comes to change his tires, the driver behind already with a fresh set of tires moves ahead of the driver in front without even overtaking him on track. So that's definitely, basically, undercut is pitting before your rival, setting a faster out lap and overtaking your rival whilst not overtaking him on track but in a strategic battle. So that was the term undercut, and overcut is exactly opposite of it. So back to the race. We focus battle between Stroll and Russell. As I said, it will be interesting to see. And here Lance Stroll with DRS makes easy move there on George Russell and moves up into P9 there. So great pace there from the Aston Martin team. Both the Astons currently ahead of the Mercedes boys. So yeah, great race for the Aston boys, as they are currently running P3 with Alonso, as you all know, hasn't stopped yet, and P9 with Lance, who has stopped already. So Lance Stroll will be surely looking to chase after Lewis Hamilton now, who is running in P8 and Stroll 1.7 seconds behind him. So yeah, for a long time we haven't focused at front. Let's focus on the battle at front. Lap 26 of 71 now. Max Verstappen leads the race with a gap of 3.6 seconds now over Lando Norris. I think the gap has increased by like around 7 tenths in the previous 3 to 4 laps. So yeah, surely the tires of McLaren dropping off a cliff there, and also Fernando Alonso being able to close the gap to Lando Norris there by 2 to 3 tenths per lap. So yeah, as we talked about, Fernando comes into the pits, wasn't a quick stop, 2.8 seconds there from the Aston Martin crew. So it will be interesting to see now the gap between Fernando and Sergio. As I said, the battle for the final podium places. Before the pit stops, I think the gap was 8.2 seconds, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I think the gap was 8.2 seconds. It will be interesting to see where Fernando Alonso comes out now. As he exits the pits, there is Sergio Perez in the background at the start of the straight, Fernando Alonso at the end of the straight, and the gap, which was 8 seconds, is now 3.8 seconds. So that is basically, I think it's more than 3.8 seconds. I think the timing screen hasn't been updated yet. It is 3.8 seconds. Yeah, it was my fault. So the gap, which was 8 seconds, is currently now 3.8 seconds. So that is what basically overcut is. No, that is what basically undercut is. Sorry, pitting before your rival, setting faster lap times and closing in the gap. As we focus here on the Scuderia Ferrari of Carlos Sainz, the sole remaining Ferrari in this race. As we all know, his teammate Charles Leclerc had an hydraulic failure at the start, crashed out, and was even not able to start the race. So yeah, hard luck there for Charles, and his teammate Carlos Sainz is running in P3. And as we talk about Carlos again, so with Fernando comes in the pits, Carlos Sainz will be looking to negate the undercut threat of Fernando Alonso there. Let's see the stop time there from the Ferrari crew. Good stop there, and it's a 2.4, I think. Yeah, 2.3 second stop from the Ferrari's crew. So definitely gained 5 tenths there on the Aston Martin team. But yeah, an unsafe release, I think that was Yuki Tsunoda sent into the path of Carlos Sainz there. So definitely Carlos Sainz losing some time there. But Carlos Sainz now exits the pits and is behind the two Mercedes drivers, I think. Yeah, Carlos Sainz has been overcut by quite a long way and is currently running in P9. Was running in podium places before his pit stop, but currently runs in P9. Fernando Alonso, as I said, the gap was 8 seconds. He's currently 3.7 seconds now. And as out of front, Max Verstappen has been ordered to come into the pits. So Max Verstappen has had enough of those tires. So is Lando Norris, as both of the front runners come into the pits. And after the pit stops, I think the gap should be 6 to 7 seconds after the pit stops. It will be interesting to see. Decent stop there from the Red Bull. Decent stop there for McLaren as well. 2 tenths loss for the McLaren crew, and as Max Verstappen and Lando Norris pull out of the pit lane, and it's medium set of tires. So let's come back to strategy. As I was talking at the start of the stream, I said the soft medium medium was the optimal strategy, like doing 18 laps on softs and 25 laps on the set of medium tires. But here both of the drivers doing, I think, 26 laps there. Yeah, 26 laps there for 28 laps to say. 28 laps there for Max and Lando on set of soft tires with heavy fuel loads. So I think that's quite an commendable job from both of them, and they are like 40 laps left now. So I think surely they can do a soft medium soft strategy from here. It would be interesting to see what strategies both of them do. Do they go for split strategies, and do Lando go for a split strategy and target for the race win? As here we focus on the battle between the Mercedes. Oh, that's interesting to see. Haven't looked at it for a long time. As I said, Mercedes. Sorry about that. Mercedes were surely under pressure from Lance Stroll there. Oh, that's Lewis Hamilton's tires. Lewis Hamilton's rear tire isn't looking in quite a good state there already. Only 8 laps on those tires, and graining can be seen on the tire of the Mercedes. So yeah, Lewis Hamilton definitely struggling there. But as I was saying, Lance Stroll has looked quite quick and has like pulled a gap of 2 seconds in front of the Mercedes. So Mercedes currently running in P6 and P7, having currently in their own battle. I think George, it's hard to say, but it's like very painful to say, but George is not painful, but like, yeah, it's Lewis's home race, so we all expect some great performance from the Brit, but from the Brazilian as well. But currently George looking quick, and I think there will be order for this switch. Like, Mercedes should say Lewis that they should let George pass, because George is looking much quicker than Lewis, and I think it will be the team's benefit that if Lewis lets George pass. It will be interesting to see what the strategy the team plays out. As we here focus on Carlos Sainz running in P8, was P9, I think he's overtaken Esteban Ocon there. Yeah, Carlos Sainz with fresher set of tires than Esteban Ocon goes for an overtake into turn 1 and moves himself up into P8 and is targeting after the Mercedes now. Mercedes 3 seconds in front of him, and I don't think that won't be very hard for Carlos considering Mercedes pace today. So less talking about Mercedes now, because it's very painful to talk as I'm a Mercedes fan, as you can see. But out at front, gap between Max and Lando 5 seconds now, so the gap increasing lap after lap after lap. And I think from start to finish, Max has led this race. So yeah, Max leading this race from start to finish, hasn't been even challenged even once. So that's good for Red Bull and Max's perspective. And as I said, battle for P3 will heat up at the end of the race, but I would rather say it's heating up now. Fernando Alonso running in P3, 5 seconds behind Lando Norris, but Sergio Perez, who has been chasing Fernando lap after lap after lap, has been reducing the gap, is currently 2.3 seconds behind Fernando. So I think within 5 laps, Checo will be within striking distance of Fernando. So definitely, again, for the 100th time I'm saying in this race, we should keep an eye on Checo's lap times there. As I said, battle with the Mercedes going on at the moment for P6. Lewis leading this way, and there is George immediately right behind him. But as I said, I think the Mercedes should switch their drivers, because George is looking quite quick than Lewis there, but the team know more than us, so can't say anything at the moment. And currently the drivers in the top 10 and scoring points are Max Verstappen with 25, then Lando Norris, Fernando Alonso, Sergio Perez, Lance Stroll. So great points there for Aston Martin. And then we have Lewis, George, Carlos Sainz, Esteban Ocon, and Valtteri Bottas, the sole remaining Alfa Romeo. As we all know, Zhou Guanyu had a car issue and retired from the race. Bottas scoring 10th and the last remaining points, but it will be interesting to see Pierre Gasly, who is running 3 tenths behind Valtteri Bottas now at the moment. So don't be surprised if Pierre Gasly overtakes Bottas there and is able to score points. Talking about Gasly, I think the broadcaster is listening to us today. Talking about Gasly, was looking to overtake Esteban Ocon there, but I think rather got overtook by Esteban Ocon. So yeah, instead of gaining 1 place, he lost 1 place there, Pierre Gasly. And also interesting to see Logan Sargent there, the sole remaining Williams in this race, is running P12. I think. And I think you guys will all agree that it's a great race for Logan considering his pace at the moment, because surely Logan is fighting for his seat in Formula 1 in the future. All the 19 drivers on the grid have been confirmed. It is the way as it is this season. Only the final seat at Williams is left, and Logan Sargent is the prime contender. The team boss James Vowles, who gave birth to a baby girl this weekend. Congratulations to him. But moving on to the topic, James Vowles has said that he's like quite eager to keep Logan with his team for the next season as well. But yeah, if Logan's performance continue as they were in Japan and Qatar, because I think for a driver to be in Formula 1, he should perform at least quite decently, not the best. We are not expecting Logan to score points in every race, but at least we expect him to be within 2 to 3 tenths of Albon in qualifying, also 7 to 8 tenths within Albon in terms of race pace. So yeah, if Logan scores a point or even scores 11th and 12th in the coming 2 races at Las Vegas and Abu Dhabi, I think his future is safe. And back to the battle with the Mercedes, they still hold their positions. So yeah, sorry for the dogs out there, but the Mercedes hold their positions in P6 and P7, so no team orders there at Mercedes. Carlos Sainz closing very quickly on the Mercedes team and is 1.3 seconds behind them now. Russell radio. I think yeah, as I said, Russell is requesting the team to let him buy Lewis, because as we all know, this new generation of cars are much better than the older generation of cars in terms of dirty air, but still it's very hard to follow behind the driver considering the dirty air they leave behind them. So Jose's tires are definitely falling off a cliff, as he says, and he definitely says to Lewis to push or rather switch places with him, as we see Carlos Sainz joining this battle of Mercedes for P6. And I think Carlos Sainz, it won't be very long until Carlos overtakes here. So as I said, let's keep a look on this battle as well. And the battle earlier, as I said, battle between Fernando and Perez there. The gap between Fernando and Perez now only 1.4 seconds. So Sergio Perez looking quite racy here at the moment, and surely we'll be looking to get the podium place here and snatch the podium for Fernando. But my heart says Fernando should get the podium, but my mind with the logical thinking says that it will be Checo, and it will be great for Checo to get the podium in his quest for P2 in the Drivers' Championship as well. Considering Lewis's poor performance this race, currently scoring only 8 points, and Checo with currently scoring 12 points, so gaining 4 points there and making the gap 27 points. So yeah, reducing the 27 points gap in 2 races won't be quite easy for Lewis, but we'll see out in future. As I said, the battle for P7 there between Sainz and Russell. Russell dropping out of DRS of Lewis there, but Sainz within DRS of yeah, as we take a look at the constructor standings, Mercedes scoring 14 points, Ferrari scoring 4 points. So Mercedes at the moment outscoring Ferrari by 10 points. So it's very good for at least for the battle in P2 in the championship. But still more than half race distance left as we are on lap 34 of 71. George Russell has dropped out of DRS range of Lewis Hamilton. I think he will surely be requesting Lewis to slow down and give him DRS, as Carlos gave DRS to Lando in Singapore. Who can forget this race? So yeah, as Lewis on his radio already says he is starting to struggle with his tires. Only 15 laps in the stint, and Mercedes are struggling on the medium set of tires. So yeah, that's quite obvious that the Mercedes team are not in a sweet spot this weekend with the setup as they were in the previous 2 races at Mexico and United States. So I think Lewis Hamilton will be definitely waiting for this race to end sooner rather than later, because considering the pace he has, he isn't quite happy. But as I said, battle between Russell and Sainz. Russell under pressure from Sainz with DRS. Round the long back straight, overtakes Russell, was an easy pass, and Carlos Sainz moves up into P7 and will definitely keep his sights now behind Lewis Hamilton for P6 there. And as I said, won't be very hard for Carlos to overtake Lewis there. And focusing on the battle, which we have been for a long time now, for the battle for P3 with the final podium place between Fernando Alonso and Sergio Perez there. Sergio Perez has been catching bit by bit now, a tenth or 2 per lap, and is currently 1.2 seconds behind Fernando. So as soon as Checo comes within DRS of Fernando, I think within 2 laps, Checo should overtake Fernando quite easily. So it will be interesting to see how Checo plans his race further. And also, yeah, like Lando is 9 seconds ahead of Checo there, but still there's a lot of, like as I said, 35 laps left in this race. We are just over half race distance. So I think Checo will definitely be fancying his chances of getting a P2 there. And I think it's possible. 9 seconds in 35 laps, so it's 9 seconds in 35 laps, so it's like 3 tenths per lap. No, even 2 tenths per lap. So yeah, I don't think 2.5 tenths per lap. So I don't think it will be very hard for Checo to even catch after Lando there. We will see at the later half of the races how that battle pans out. But here, as I said, the battle between Max and Lewis continues. Lewis gained a bit on Carlos at the previous lap by 2 tenths, but Carlos still within the DRS range of Lewis, and is putting the 7-time world champ under huge pressure. As here we witness the battle between Yuki and Bottas. For the final points paying position, Yuki is run off with DRS in the run down to turn 4. Overtakes Valtteri Bottas there. Quite an easy move there for the young Japanese drivers, and moves himself up into P1. Sorry, P10 with scoring 1 point. So yeah, as I said earlier as well, very crucial for AlphaTauri to score points, and they are like 6 points or 7 points behind Williams in the battle for P7 in the constructor standings. They are currently P8. Before the last race, they are plumb last, but Ricciardo's good performance in the race, which helped AlphaTauri score 4 to 5 points, has definitely helped them to gain couple of places in the constructor standings. And also today, if he scores 1 point, it would be very helpful for them in the battle with Williams as well. As we focus here on the live driver standings, if this thing stands as it is, they are Carlos Sainz will be overtaken by Fernando Alonso as well as Lando Norris. As we all know, currently in the driver standings, Carlos Sainz and Fernando Alonso are level on points, with Sainz scoring 6 points and Fernando scoring 15 points. I think Carlos Sainz will be definitely overtaken by Fernando Alonso in this race. But the main thing to notice here is Lando Norris, who will be just 3 points behind Fernando after the end of this race. So yeah, we all know how at the start of the season McLaren was easily the slowest car, getting P19 and P20s, and see where they are battling for P2s and P3. So good development throughout the season for the McLaren boys. And if Fernando gets overtaken by Checo there, I think they will be level on points, Fernando and Lando. And considering that Lando has had much better races in the recent times as compared to Fernando, so if Checo gets P3 today, I think Lando will move up into P4 in the Drivers' Championship, which is like quite a huge achievement, as I said, considering their pace at the start of the season. But anyways, for a long time we haven't focused out the front, as we see Max Verstappen leading by 5 seconds. Lando Norris recently set a fastest lap, but Max Verstappen responded him by setting a fastest lap himself and leads the race by 5 seconds. Gap between Alonso and Norris was 9 seconds before 2 laps. He is currently 11 seconds, so Fernando's tires, I think, dropping there. Sergio Perez trying to overtake Fernando Alonso there, has been unable to do so. So that's a bit thing that Checo should think, because his teammate Max is dominating this race, and Checo, I think, is struggling to overtake Fernando there because of the dirty air that Fernando is leaving. But lap 39 on 71 now, 32 laps left in the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Max Verstappen leads the way with a gap of 5.1 seconds over Lando Norris, and then we have Norris running in second, Alonso third. So until that time, I will run you guys in a quick recap what has happened in this race. So on the way to the formation lap, Charles Leclerc had an hydraulic failure and crashed out in the barriers and did not even start the race because his car was hugely damaged. As we all know, hydraulic failure is definitely impossible to drive. So didn't even start the race. At the race start, Alex Albon, Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hülkenberg had a huge crash, which resulted in the retirement of Magnussen and Albon, and which caused huge driving damages to the car of Piastri and Ricciardo. But Piastri and Ricciardo managed to recover back to the pits, change their rear wings, and also, as you can see on the screen, are currently lap down, but still they are optimistic about a red flag or a safety car, because as we all know, if there's a red flag or safety car, the driver lap cars are allowed to unlap themselves. So surely they are quite optimistic here and are hoping for a red flag or a certain safety car. Then we have not much in the race, bar from Mercedes drop of pace. They are running like P3 and P5. Currently they are P7 and P8, and also surely will be under pressure from Pierre Gasly very soon as well. So yeah, and also Fernando also started P5, started P4. Is currently running in the podium places and is currently under pressure from Sergio Perez, who has been gaining. Has lost some time in the past few laps, but throughout this race has been gaining on Fernando Alonso and is 1.7 seconds behind him. And Lando Norris has had a good race, is 5 seconds behind Max. Being 5 seconds behind Max is like quite a good job there from the McLaren boys, but no chances of Lando there winning the race. And also we have Fernando Alonso 14 seconds behind the top two, so definitely a huge gap there between the top two and the rest of the field. So yeah, that was the race recap. Major highlights: Leclerc crash involving Albon and Hulkenberg. The mechanics of Ricciardo and Piastri able to repair the car during the red flag duration, sent them out again, but hasn't proved quite useful yet. And also Sergio Perez trying to get a podium in the main event after he got his podium at the Italian Grand Prix. As we all know, he got the podium yesterday, but hasn't got a podium for like last 5 to 7 rounds in the main race. And here we have Valtteri Bottas retiring from the race. Both the Alfa Romeos retiring now. I think it's the heat or something like that, because the temperature in the air is like quite high around Sao Paulo. So I think there might be something heat related issues that has caused both the Alfa Romeos to retire, and which is not good for their fight in P8 in constructor standings with AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri scoring 1 point there, and Alfa Romeo. Both drivers out of the race on lap 41 of 71 for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. So yeah. And Jimmy, sorry if you can't understand what I'm saying. I will definitely try to improve my commentary. But anyways, we are back to the race. Lap 41 of 71 there. Max Verstappen leads the way, as he has been from start till now, with a gap of 5.3 seconds over his closest rival, which has been throughout this whole race, is Lando Norris. Fernando Alonso 15 seconds behind them, and definitely will be trying to keep Sergio Perez at bay and get his podium. I think his podium after 8 to 9 rounds, which will be a great achievement for the Aston Martin team, as Sergio Perez has dropped Sergio Perez has dropped some time in these past few laps. The gap between Fernando and Checo came down to 1.2 seconds. It's currently 2 seconds now. So yeah, Fernando gaining 8 to 9 tenths in the previous 3 to 4 laps, and as I said, on board with Pierre Gasly, putting George Russell here under pressure. The Mercedes are like quite awful this race. So yeah, that's not quite great symbols, considering they are willing to challenge Red Bull next season. The pace they have right now, I don't think they will be able to challenge Red Bull next season. I think considering the pace the McLarens have, if they have a good winter break and are able to bring a bit 1 or 2 new innovations to the car, I think surely the McLaren team can challenge Red Bull for the championship next season, because as we all know, McLaren at the start were struggling a lot, but as soon as their updates have been introduced in Silverstone, the McLaren team from fighting for the lower half of the points are fighting for constant podiums there. So yeah, surely they will be looking to challenge Max for the championship next season. But as I said, let's focus on the battle between Russell and Gasly there. Pierre Gasly putting George Russell under pressure. Currently Russell is 8 tenths ahead of Gasly, so Gasly will have DRS. But we all know both Mercedes and Alpine are the slowest cars in terms of straight line speed. So it won't be quite easy for Gasly to overtake George here as well. As we focus on George's teammate Lewis Hamilton, who is currently running in P7 and is 4 seconds ahead of George. So some laps before, as we noticed, George Russell was putting Lewis Hamilton under pressure, and we even thought that there would be a teammate swap between the Mercedes boys. But as soon as he has been overtaken by Carlos Sainz, I think Lewis has pulled quite a lot of gap there. As here we see Pierre Gasly overtaking George Russell there and moves up into P8, and surely will be putting his sights after Lewis Hamilton in P7. So if we take a look at the live constructor standings at the moment, Ferrari scoring 8 points with Sainz, and Mercedes scoring 2 points with Russell. So again, similar to the previous race, Ferrari and Mercedes scoring similar points, so no change in the standings at the moment. But I think Sainz will definitely be looking to overtake Lance there, but time will say. Still 27 laps left in this Sao Paulo Grand Prix. We are currently on lap 44 of 71. All the drivers have stopped once. Sargent, Ocon, Hülkenberg and Piastri at the bottom of the grid are on soft set of tires, and the rest all are on a set of medium tires. So yeah, difference of strategies there, and I think the front boys, that is Verstappen and Piastri, have the freshest set of tires at the moment. They are like 15 or 16 laps old, so I think if both of them can like push this stint to like more until lap 51 or 52, I think they can go for a set of soft tires at the end, because we all know they did like 26 laps. Sorry for the bit fumbling here, but I had like many things processing in my mind, so I will make it clear again. At the start of the stint, Verstappen and Norris did 25 laps on a set of soft tires, which I would say is like quite a good job considering the track temperature at the moment and also huge heavy fuel loads of 100 kilograms. But doing 25 to 26 laps on those set of tires, those set of soft tires, is like quite good. So yeah, if they're able to do like 28-29 laps on this set of medium tires, they will surely fancy the chance of again doing a final stint on a set of soft tires. If they have a fresh set of soft, that's a big thing. But still 26 laps left in this race. It will be interesting to see what strategies the drivers in front do, as currently Fernando Alonso is pushing, and I think he's pulling a gap away from Sergio Perez, so that's quite shocking to see. Earlier, 7 to 8 laps before, I said that Checo is gaining on Fernando all the time and surely will be able to overtake Fernando there. But yeah, Fernando Alonso, I think, was managing in that time and has pulled a 3 seconds gap to Sergio Perez now. So the chances of Sergio getting a podium are diminishing slightly. Gasly radio, check the brakes, problem with the brakes, copy we are looking. So Pierre Gasly reporting there some problem with the brakes. Gasly running in P8 is a good race. Currently running a good race with P8 scoring 4 points for the Alpine team. But let's hope the brake issues are temporary and not terminal. So yeah, and yeah, interesting to see the Mercedes downfall, as I said. Focusing on battle between Russell and Tsunoda now. Can you guys believe it? I'm saying the battle between George Russell in a Mercedes, who is at times the Mercedes, which is the fastest car, and the AlphaTauri, which is on general the slowest car. So yeah, Yuki gaining by around a second and a half every lap on George there, and will surely be overtaking George within a lap or two. So there, yeah, as I said, Mercedes race turning from bad to worse, getting overtaken by an AlphaTauri very soon. So yeah, Mercedes definitely will need to look at this performance there after this weekend, and definitely they will hope that these things don't happen again. As George Russell comes into the pits and he has had enough of his tires, he said better to come into the pits than getting overtaken by an AlphaTauri. So George Russell comes into the pits. Let's see what tire he goes. Soft, mediums or hards. I think he should go for mediums. But oh, that's interesting. George Russell putting a set of used set of soft tires there. Slow stop again from the Mercedes, 3 seconds, which is not a new thing. But yeah, George Russell putting a set of soft compound of tires there. So that's quite an interesting choice of strategy. As we all know, the track temperatures still might be 40 to 41 degrees Celsius at the moment. So making those soft tire last for 24 laps will be a commendable job by George if he is able to do so. But I don't think this is the optimal strategy. I think the optimal strategy should be at least staying out for like 50 laps and then coming in for a set of soft tires. So so yeah, interesting radio here from Lewis. So Bono, Lewis's race engineer, asking Lewis to use his tires. So use his tires is means like keep pushing, start pushing, mate, we need to build a gap. But Lewis is saying that, like, mate, I have been pushing for the past 5 laps. So yeah, definitely no pace in that Mercedes. So in comes Sergio Perez for the pit stop, and in his undercut attempt to overtake Fernando Alonso there. Let's see how this pans out, as here we see the pit stop for Mercedes, 3.1 seconds. That's very slow. That's not acceptable in this Formula 1 sport, where even mere tenths matters, and Mercedes like losing out 7 to 8 tenths in the round of pit stop. So yeah, that's not a good thing for Mercedes. Surely need to look at it, but nothing we can do here at the moment. Lewis Hamilton exits the pits, comes out P8 behind Esteban Ocon, who, as we all know, pitted like quite a lot of laps before. So yeah, won't be a threat for Lewis in his race. I think Lewis's main targets here will be Gasly, who will be trying to make an undercut attempt, which he has successfully done, and also Yuki Tsunoda, which was putting some pressure on Mercedes of George. So yeah, Lewis, I think his best result today will be P6. So yeah, not good, but not quite bad as well. But according to those standards the Mercedes have set in the past few races, I think they will be very disappointed. But here we focus on the battle between Perez, who, as we all know, pitted a lap earlier in his undercut attempt and is currently within DRS range of, who was it? It was Carlos? No, it was Daniel. So that DRS definitely helped Sergio Perez in his quest to overtake Fernando Alonso there. Fernando Alonso exiting the pits now, as here we focus Lewis Hamilton with DRS gaining on a 7 Ocon, gaining with the soft set fires. Easy move there for Lewis, moves up into P8, and surely he will be setting his sights to increase the gap as long as he can before the tire starts to drop off. Lewis currently running P8, we should have gone to the hard tire, man. Yeah, Lewis saying that the Mercedes team should have got to the hard tire because he isn't confident that the soft tires will last till the end of the race. But yeah, I think these teams surely have a lot of data and might have thought something before putting the tires on. So it will be interesting to see what happens as we are again focus on the overtake between Ocon and Lewis. Lewis with DRS gaining all the time with on a much fresher set of soft tires as compared to Ocon's old softs. Easy move, moves himself up into P8, and there's Fernando Alonso on a brand new set of soft tires, currently running in P5. Sergio Perez also pitted for a new set of soft tires, but I would say the undercut wasn't quite successful there for Checo, as he lost like 3 tenths in the round of pit stops. So yeah, undercut attempt not working for the Red Bull there, so they will definitely need to try for increasing their pace and beating Fernando on track if they want both of the drivers on the podium. So it will be interesting to see, as Pierre Gasly sets the fastest lap of the race, is currently only 9 tenths behind Lewis Hamilton. So yeah, Lewis will definitely be able to increase in his pace and at least try and keep in front of Gasly there. If Mercedes gets overtaken by an Alpine as well, so I think Mercedes will definitely, looking back at this race, will try to forget this race as soon as they can. So yeah, and swap of positions there in the Alpine, as Ocon on a much older set of tires lets Gasly through, and Gasly thanking his teammate on the radio. So yeah, that's a good gesture between the two. As we all know, both Gasly and Ocon don't go quite well in terms of the relationship on and off the track, but yeah, Ocon helping his teammate in his quest to get Lewis Hamilton and the best results the team can get. So yeah, lap 50 of 71 now, 21 laps left in this race, as Max Verstappen, as he has been doing for so long, leads the race and has an advantage of 7 seconds over Lando Norris. Lance Stroll, who is currently running in P3, is 30 seconds behind this battle out in front, and Carlos Sainz, who has looked quite good, the Ferrari has looked quite good this weekend, is currently running in P4. Then we have Fernando Alonso running in P5. Sergio Perez gaining some time of Fernando there, gained like 7 tenths in the past 2 laps. He's running P6, but is provisionally P4, as we all know Stroll and Sainz are yet to pit. Then we have Tsunoda running in P7, who is also yet to pit. Then we have Gasly, who just now overtook Lewis Hamilton and moves up into P8. Then we have Lewis Hamilton in P9 and Esteban Ocon running in the final points paying position. But also Ocon also left to pit as well, which will promote George up into the final points paying positions there. So yeah, interesting thing to discuss there is Mercedes pace, because as we all know, only 2 rounds are left now, and they are in a close battle for P2. Lewis said here. So yeah, coming on the topic which Lewis said, I was about to say the same topic as well. So what I was saying, Sao Paulo is like quite a engine heavy circuit. It's like you should have a fresh set of engine to have an advantage in the final sector, but Also, engine is important, but I would say the setup and the draggy nature of the car is more important as well. So yeah, Mercedes I think have quite a draggy car this weekend and have lost like 7 to 8 tenths to the rivals in the final sector. So, and considering the final sector is long in Brazil, but not as long as it is in Las Vegas. So if this struggle in the straight line continues for Mercedes, I think at Las Vegas they might even find it hard to score points as well. So it will be interesting to see. I'm sure Mercedes will definitely find a way out of this because this is a rare issue that we have seen with this team throughout this season. Have been quite consistent this season. Currently P2 in the constructor standings, and also we're in a battle for P2 in the driver standings. Well, considering their pace today, I don't think that P2 is coming their way. But as we focus on Carlos Sainz, who has been said by Stream to Box, and they have said that we will give you a fresh set of boots of soft tires for the final stint of 19 laps. So I think it won't be much hard for Carlos to do 19 laps on this set of tire. Bit of sparks flying there with the wheel nuts in Carlos's pit stops, but all good. 2.8 second stops. Carlos, let's see where he comes out. I think he might come out P10, maybe ahead of Verstappen or maybe just behind George. It will be interesting to see. As there goes Oscar Piastri. Carlos Sainz, after his pit stops, comes out ahead of Pierre Gasly there. So yeah, the overcut definitely working for the Ferrari there. Good strategy on the Ferrari. Not quite usual scenes there, but yeah, good strategy from the Ferrari team and the team at Maranello's. Keeping the driver out long, and the overcut is successful, and Carlos comes out P7. So yeah, good strategy there. As we focus at the pit stop again, as I said, the sparks flowing. I think the wheel gun man just like scratched some part of the wheel nut as well. That's why the sparks were flowing in the pit stop as well. But not something serious that Ferrari will worry about. But anyways, we focus on the race. Fernando Alonso and Sergio Perez the battle. As I said quite long ago, we are focusing on the battle, but Fernando Alonso started pulling away from Checo now. But Checo, I think what's the tire scenario here is the Aston Martin is quite good on his tires at the start of the stint. The Red Bull is quite good at the tire in the middle part of the stint, and Aston Martin again, as the stint progresses, regains some performance in his tires back. So yeah, as we all know, this is the middle part of this final stint of this driver. So Sergio Perez gaining on Fernando Alonso there, is within DRS range at the moment of Fernando Alonso, and if he's able to stay throughout this whole sector within DRS of Fernando, so I think it won't be hard for Checo to overtake Fernando and get on the final podium places. I think 7 races or 6 races since Checo has got its final podium. It was in Italy, I think. So yeah, Checo would definitely dearly love to get a podium here, and Fernando Alonso would love more than him to get on the podium. So do share your predictions and thoughts in the live chat. Who do you want to get on the podium? Do you want it to be Fernando, or do you want it to be Checo? Do let me know. As here we focus on the pit stop for Lance Stroll, so slow stop there for Lance. So yeah, not what he was expecting here, but this is what it is. 4.3 second stops, 2.5 seconds slow. I think 2 seconds slower than usual, but not a huge loss there for Lance, as he had like quite a comfortable gap over Carlos Sainz there. The gap currently between Lance and Carlos is 2 seconds, with Lance having a much fresh set of soft tires. So I think Lance should easily get P6 in this race. But again, focusing on the battle between Fernando and Checo. Checo now has DRS and is gaining all the time on Fernando through this second back straight, but falls short of the straight and has to stay behind this lap. But I think this lap or the lap after this is the time for Checo to overtake Fernando here. So let's see how the race pans out. Currently we are on lap 55 of 71 here, as we see Esteban Ocon setting the fastest lap of the race. So Ocon surely will be looking to march forward and looking to overtake the two Mercedes, who are currently running in a lonely P9 and P10. So very painful race to see as a Mercedes fan, that this is I think the worst race for Mercedes since the start of this new era. So yeah, I think let's hope it's a one-off and not a habit, and I'm sure it's a one-off. So yeah, but again, focusing on battle between Fernando and Checo there. Checo this time wasn't within DRS range of Fernando. So as I said, within in that sector 2, the tight and twisty sector, it's like quite hard for the drivers to follow the driver in front because of the dirty air. So Checo losing quite a lot of time there, but gets DRS on the second back straight. But as we all know, this straight isn't quite as long to promote overtaking, so Checo stays behind this lap as well. Surely he will like to charge his battery and go for full push on Fernando the lap after this. Let's focus on this battle and keep talking about it. So what happened was Fernando started P4. Let's take a look at the races. Fernando started P4, Checo started P7 I think. Yeah, Checo started P7. Had a great start, moved up into P5 at the start, and Fernando slipped down to P4. Lewis was P3, lost quite a lot of pace and kept tumbling down, which held off Checo while she made moves from P7 to P4. So we had a gap of like almost 8 seconds behind Fernando, and in the round of first pit stops, Sergio had like a 5-second undercut over Fernando and brought the gap down to 8 seconds, 3 seconds. But then Fernando started pushing again, and gap went to 5 seconds, and now the gap is currently less than a tenth. And Fernando Alonso under huge pressure here from Sergio Perez. Sergio Perez has DRS, is quite close behind Fernando Alonso. It brings us to see he's gaining. Fernando is flashing, gaining, but falls short of the straight again. If more 200 meters, I think Checo would have made that move streak, but I think again the next lap Checo will definitely try to overtake Fernando there. But currently we are on lap 56 on 71, 15 laps to go in this, 57 now. 57 laps to go in the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Max Verstappen leads this way, and it's Lando Norris who leads now because Max Verstappen came into the pits for a new and fresh set of soft tires. So I think Max Verstappen thought like 40 laps will be more than enough for the set of soft tires, so comes into the pits, and Lando Norris is a new race leader for the first time I think. For the first time throughout this whole race, Max is not leading the race. So this is the way Max has dominated throughout this race. So great performance there from the Red Bull. As again we focus on the battle for P3 between Fernando and Checo there. Checo a bit more closer this time, gaining all the time, but again falls short of the straight. But definitely will try to get a good exit from turn 3, the Senna SS. But Fernando Alonso gets an even better exit, and I think he is quite a long way ahead for Sergio Perez to catch him up. But still with DRS, Sergio is gaining that extra 15-20 km an extra or extra speed, but again unable to overtake Fernando Alonso there and has to compensate with P4. But surely will be more than desperate to overtake Fernando there, because Fernando Alonso is currently 21 seconds off the leaders, which I think are yet to stop as well. No, Max is not yet to stop. I think Lando is yet to stop, who is 32 seconds behind Fernando. So Checo, the fight for P2 is definitely done, but definitely will be looking to overtake Fernando as soon as he can and run away with his race. Here we have a look at our race leader, Lando Norris, who is currently running in P1, and his teammate Oscar Piastri, who is running quite right behind him. But a thing to note here is Oscar Piastri has been lapped, and Lando Norris hasn't been. So surely not Oscar's fault. Got involved in a crash and lost out a lap of race. Was never able to recover from that crash, but still is optimistic that there is a red flag or a safety car. But again, for the fifth lap in a row, battle between Fernando Alonso and Sergio Perez there. Sergio Perez unable to overtake Fernando Alonso there. It's like quite interesting to see, because that Red Bull is like the most efficient car when the DRS is open. Oh, and George Russell has been said to retire the car. That's interesting to see. George Russell has been said to retire the car, and I think Mercedes spotting some issue on the car of George Russell there. So yeah, I think George will be, no driver is happy with the retirement, but the way his race has panned out this whole weekend, I think he will be happy to get out of the car as soon as possible and forget about this race and focus on the last two races at Las Vegas and Abu Dhabi. So yeah, Russell at the end of this lap will be coming in the pits to retire his car as Max Verstappen sets the new fastest lap of the race, bringing around the gap to Max and Lando to 9.7 seconds. And remember, Lando is yet to pit, so the gap will be after the pit stops will be 11-12 seconds. So I would say this is again a dominant performance for Max, winning by like around 17-18 seconds. But here again focusing on the battle between Sergio and Fernando there. Sergio a bit more closer this time with Fernando. Let's see what he can do. But what the main problem is Fernando with Checo is he isn't able to he's unable to get as of a good exit as Fernando gets from that Senna's corner, but Fernando didn't get a good exit this time, but still stays ahead of Checo there for the sixth lap in a row, I think. Yeah, for the sixth lap in a row, the Aston Martin is able to keep Red Bull in front of him, and Sergio Perez still now staring at that rear wing of Aston Martin, and surely would love to see that Aston Martin in his rear view mirrors very soon. So the race leader Lando Norris has been instructed to box. Gap 8.5 seconds. Let's see what the gap is after the round of the pit stops. In comes Lando Norris. Sweetly in his box. The jacks are on, and a good stop there for the McLaren crew as they have had throughout this whole season. As we all know, have set the fastest pit stop in Formula 1 history with a pit stop of 1.8 seconds in Qatar. So yeah, 2.5 second stops there. Decent stop from the Red Bull crew, from the McLaren crew, and Lando Norris comes out on the track P2 with a gap of okay, Fernando Alonso and Sergio Perez there. Sergio Perez now very close to Fernando Alonso, so I think this is a lap. Sergio Perez very close to Fernando Alonso through around this NISS with DRS. Surely has a better chance this time, gaining all the time, gaining. Comes alongside him, goes for the move, but yeah, Fernando Alonso defends well with his experience, and Checo Perez still has to settle for P4 there. But I think this lap was the closest he has been to overtake Fernando there. I think next lap is his time, so let's see. But focusing on Norris, gap before the pit stops was 8 seconds, is 14 seconds now. So yeah, Max gaining like around 4 to 5 seconds in the round of pit stops, which is quite awesome. As we all know, Max didn't undercut, but yeah, I think Max is winning like around 15-16 seconds here, as we here see Fernando Alonso making a mistake there into the second to last corner here. Let's see if Checo can get. Sorry, I'm getting confused in Checo and Fernando because both are like of Spanish dialects. But yeah, back to the race. Fernando Alonso didn't get a quite great exit there, and Checo Perez with a great exit is trying to put Fernando under pressure, gaining all the time, gaining around this back straight, almost behind him. Tries to look for a move, but thinks staying behind is much better. But again, tries to get a better exit. But what's happening is, sorry, my headphone fell off. What's happening is, Checo is having a great first part of this NIS section, but the exit of the corner he's having to negate with the dirty air of Fernando, and isn't able to get quite a better exit, and has to settle for 4th again for the 7th lap in a row. So I think Perez will be very frustrated at the moment, because no drivers loves to stay behind another driver for more than 4 to 5 laps, but he has been behind Fernando for 8 to 9 laps now, so surely we will looking to make work of Fernando as soon as possible. And now we start lap 16 of 71 here for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Lando Norris setting the pace, fastest sector 1 and sector 2 here, so I think surely going for the fastest lap here, much fresher tires than Max's. Let's see what time Lando does here, currently going through the final sectors and sets the fastest lap there. It will be interesting to see the lap time. The gap was like I think like 13.2 seconds, is 11.2 seconds now. So yeah, Norris getting like around 2 seconds on Max on the final lap, but don't expect it every lap, because Lando won't be able to push his tires throughout this whole stint the way he's pushing right now. So yeah, it will be interesting to see battery level. Here we have Sergio Perez with a battery level of 60% and Fernando Alonso with a battery of 50%. So yeah, both the drivers have quite a decent amount of battery, and for the 8th lap in running, Checo Perez is unable to overtake Fernando Alonso there. So I think the Aston Martin crew will be quite happy with Fernando's performance there. He's able to keep Checo there at bay, which is quite a good job, as we all know that the Red Bull is the class of the field this season. So yeah, good job there from Fernando. As we focus below them, it's Lance Stroll who is running in P5. Nothing of him troubling the top 4. He is 12 seconds behind them. Carlos Sainz running in P6 has a little bit more fresher tires than Lance, and surely will be looking to overtake him if possible by the end of the race. Then we have Gasly running in P7. Lewis Hamilton running in P8. A very poor race for the Brit. Also the home race for him as well, as we all know he's an honorary citizen of Brazil. Then is Yuki Tsunoda running in P9, and Esteban Ocon filling up the final point swing position. Logan Sargent, quite decent race, is running in P11. Nico Hülkenberg running in P12 and Oscar Piastri, Daniel Ricciardo in P13 and Oscar Piastri running P14. So yeah, still unable to unlap themselves, the bottom two drivers, but still are optimistic about a safety car or a red flag. And the drivers, there are like 6 retirements in this race, which are like quite a lot considering the durability these cars have had throughout this whole season. And the retirements are Russell, Bottas, Joe, Magnussen, Leclerc and Albon. As we focus on the battle between Perez and Alonso there, Perez 7 days behind Fernando Alonso, surely has DRS this time as well, but for the last 8 to 9 laps hasn't been able to overtake Fernando there. The Aston Martin is quite fast in the straight line, and I think I have talked so much about that battle out in front that people have went from like 41 to 18 in the live stream. So I know you guys are getting bored just listening to one battle again and again, but I don't think this is quite a good race as I expected it to be, because not much overtakes and overtakings there. But yeah, this is the story of recent races. Not much interesting races since Max has started to dominate, but I think we should credit Max for the way he's dominating the sport, because it's like quite hard to dominate in such a way he's dominating right now. I think on the streak of 5 straight wins against Max Verstappen, will surely be looking to break his streak of 10 wins in the next season as well. But again, we come back to our bread and butter battle, Perez and Alonso. Gap again 4 tenths at the end of this second straight. So the same story is been repeated throughout for the past 9 laps. Checo drops back bit in the middle sector, gains hold the time in the final sector, but is unable to overtake Fernando Alonso because gets a poor exit to turn 2, turn 3 and stays behind by a tenth or 2 at the end of the second straight. So this has been the story for the last 9 laps, and I'm sure this will be the story this lap as well. Let's see what they do. Now the final corner, Fernando running a bit wide this time, which might give Checo an opportunity. With a great run, is gaining, also has DRS, and Sergio Perez here gaining all the time. Is a bit closer to Fernando Alonso, but I think his car might start overheating as well, because he has been running in the turbulent air for Fernando for quite a long duration of time. Again, my headphone fall. What am I doing? I don't know. And again, as I said, through the Senna SS, Sergio Perez unable to get a good good exit and stays behind Fernando. So let's not discuss about this battle anymore, because I think you guys are getting bored, and also I'm also getting bored as well. I tried 10 times. I hoped Fernando, I really think that Fernando should get on the podium, but I hoped Checo overtook him, but he didn't. So let's focus on the rest of the field. Max Verstappen leading the way. 6 laps to go in this Sao Paulo Grand Prix race. It has been quite a interesting live stream to do. Your support has been quite incredible, and please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps and motivates me a lot. So yeah, thank you very much. But back to the race. Max Verstappen leads them away with a gap of 8 seconds. The gap has been coming down bit by bit throughout this lap, but not something very drastic and we should think about. Fernando Alonso 17 seconds behind the front two, is running in P3. Hasn't been on the podium for the last 10 to 11 races, so we'll definitely love to get the podium here. Then behind him is Checo Perez, who hasn't got podium since Italy and is running P4. And for the 11th time tried to overtake Fernando, but was unable to do so. Then we have Carlos Sainz running in P6 and Pierre Gasly running in P7. Lewis Hamilton running quite a lonely race, it should be said. Got overtook many times, didn't make quite a lot of overtakes, but got overtook many times and is P8. Then you have Yuki Tsunoda running in P9. Esteban Ocon in P10, the final points paying position filled by the Alpine driver. Then we have Logan Sargent, who we all know is fighting for his future in Formula 1, is currently P11. I think good race for Logan there. Getting P11 isn't a bad result, considering he's just like 1 place away from points. So yeah, good result there from Logan. Nico Hülkenberg running P12 was involved in a crash at the start with Albon and Magnussen, but was lucky to escape it without causing any serious damage to his cars. Then we have Ricciardo and Piastri, who unluckily got caught out in that early crash and had rear wing damages, so had to fix them and are currently a lap down. Are 41 seconds behind the nearest driver in Nico Hülkenberg, but I think they should retire the car now. They are being optimistic about a safety car, but I don't think the safety car will come now. So yeah, 4 laps to go in the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Yeah, 4 laps. Max Verstappen leads the way with a gap of 8.2 seconds. Gap coming down by 6 to 7 tenths per lap. But I don't think it won't come down. See, here is the proof. 4 tenths on the final lap, the gap came down with Max and Lando. So yeah, Lando gaining by about 4 tenths. But to cover this gap on this pace, it will take Lando more 20 laps. So and only 4 laps are left. So yeah, great performance there from the young Brit, scoring P2s and making a habit of getting podiums. Since Silverstone, I think Lando, after Max Verstappen, has got the most amount of podiums there. So yeah, good performance there from Lando, and will definitely love to challenge Max Verstappen for the championship next season. Then we have again Fernando Alonso, Sergio Perez. Have been 11 laps. Sergio hasn't been able to overtake Fernando. Again, this lap as well, it's the same story. Fernando is 9 tenths ahead of Checo. Checo with DRS trying to overtake Fernando, but again unable to do so. Lance Stroll, it should be said, a good race for the Canadian. Wasn't in a good run of form in these recent races. Scored a lot of P18s, P17s, P19s. But today running in P5 and scoring 10 points is, I think, more than good. Good job by Lance, and he's only 10 seconds off his teammate's pace, who is a 2-time world champion in face of Fernando Alonso. So I think good performance there from Lance this race. Then we have Carlos Sainz in P6, scoring 8 points for Ferrari, 8 crucial points in the battle with Mercedes for P2 in the constructor standings. Then we have Pierre Gasly scoring 6 points in 7th, and Esteban Ocon scoring a point in 10th. Yuki Tsunoda scoring 2 points in the crucial battle with Williams in the bid to get its P7, I think. Yeah, and then it's Lewis Hamilton, who had high hopes for this race, but hasn't been able to convert them. Has been disappointed by the car throughout this weekend and is running in P8. Then the people who are not scoring points are Sargent, who is, as I said, is driving for his life and his future in Formula 1. Currently running in driving for his future and staying in Formula 1. Currently P11. Then we have Hülkenberg P12, Ricardo P13, and Piastri P14. And then the retirements are of Russell, Bottas, Joe, Magnussen, Leclerc, and Albon. So yeah, 3 laps to go. We are on lap 69 of 71 of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Science radio. Like, the left pedal is not responding. Okay, so Science is saying that he has no downshifts and the left pedal is not responding. So that's an interesting thing to see in the modern Formula 1 cars, because they are like quite durable and these kinds of faults don't happen quite often in these cars. So let's see if Science can keep Gasly at bay till the end of the race. 3 laps to go at the moment. And Gasly is like 4 seconds behind Sainz, and I don't think the gap between them is coming down drastically. So Sainz should be safe as of now and should maintain his P6 spot. So talking about the battle in P2 in the constructors, Ferrari scoring 8 points by getting 6th, and Mercedes scoring just 2 points by getting 4 points by getting 8. So the gap in the constructors is 21 points at the moment. I think will come down by 4 points. So, and in the drivers, Lewis Hamilton was on a quest to overtake Sergio Perez, but after today's race, I don't think it will be very easy for him to overtake. But here comes Sergio Perez on Fernando Alonso, goes down inside and overtakes Fernando Alonso. This move has been coming for 15 to 16 laps now, but I think this is it. Sergio has sealed this move, but don't go anywhere as Fernando Alonso has DRS around the second back straight. Is gaining all the time, Checo covers the inside, good defending there for Checo, and stays ahead of Fernando. And finally Checo Perez, after a lot of tries of 16-17 laps, get Fernando Alonso, but Fernando isn't giving up. Is stuck behind the slipstream of Sergio, putting him under pressure and trying to get the P3. 2 laps to go now. I will say Fernando will definitely love to get on the podium back again. He would have a final shot to get on the podium on this final lap if he can overtake Sergio Perez in this DRS range. Let's see if he can stay close to Checo as Max Verstappen, our race leader, starts his final flying lap. The gap out in front is 7.9 seconds, but we here focus, as we have been for the most of the race, in the battle for P3 between Checo and Fernando. Fernando quite close to Checo here, and I think with DRS should have a great opportunity to overtake Checo there. So with DRS, Fernando also gaining all the time, but not enough. So I think Checo might have sealed his spot on the podium there, but One more final DRS rose for Fernando Alonso, and he's quite close to Checo Perez there. Gets a great exit. Oh, Fernando has got a great exit there, and surely, oh, that's a great exit. Fernando Alonso goes wheel to wheel with the Red Bull, goes out, goes ahead, and overtakes the Sergio Perez and moves up into podium places. Oh, so close between the Red Bull and the Aston Martin there, but Fernando Alonso with his wildly old experience overtakes Sergio Perez there. It will be vital to note out for the final backstretch, but here comes Max Verstappen. Has been flawless, has been limitless, has been unbeatable throughout this weekend. Got the sprint pole, got the sprint win, got the pole, got the win. Max Verstappen comes around the final corner and wins here at Sao Paulo to take his 17th victory of the season and raise the marker for the most wins in the season even further. And here we focus on the battle between Fernando Alonso and Sergio Perez, still carrying out to the line. Sergio Perez very close to Fernando Alonso, goes for the dive bomb there, is very close. I think it will be a drag race between Fernando and Checo there. Checo very close to Fernando there, and DRS open for Sergio Perez, gaining all the time, gaining is Brazil 2019 all over again, Fernando Alonso, and that's a photo finish. Who was on the podium? Oh, so close. That was Fernando Alonso by less than a tenth. Keeps ahead of Sergio Perez and gets a podium. Great job there, Fernando. Great racing, clean racing. Just by a gap of 0.053 seconds, as you can see on the screen, Fernando Alonso is able to keep Checo Perez at bay. What racing that was! You know, we love to see this kind of racing. So yeah, good race for Fernando. Good race for Checo. Checo will be happy. So here we take a look again. 0.052 seconds. That's like very close. Very close for Checo there. But yeah, Fernando Alonso with his experience, I think he let Checo pass on purpose at the start of the final lap and then retook the lead. Retook the podium place in the second DRS dose. So yeah, that's it for the race today, guys. We have a race winner in face of Max Verstappen. For the 17th time this season is victorious, and then Lando Norris had a great race, just finishing 8 seconds behind Max Verstappen throughout this whole race without a red flag or a safety car. Is it commendable? Okay, Verstappen radio. We'll just listen to the Verstappen radio. Okay, let's see. Fantastic job from Max, says his engineer. Max just will be like, haha, yes, good performance and all. Let's see what he says. Yeah, thanks guys. That was once again very good performance. Very nice. Good execute of pit stops. Yeah, that's it from the radio. Yeah, so Max Verstappen lines up on his P1 marker. Would be quite happy with his performance. The race he has had this time round, I think one of the best performances of Max throughout this season. Wasn't even under pressure in any part of the race. Was like not even under pressure. Was not even being close to overtaken by Lando at the start of the race. So yeah, good performance there from Max throughout this race. Again, I dropped my headphone. What am I doing? As I was saying, Max Verstappen had a great race. Had led all the laps, bar 3 or 4 laps in which he pitted earlier than Lando Norris. But rather than that, it was a good race. Max Verstappen, as usual, punches the air in delight and gets his win here at Sao Paulo. For the I think after 2018, I think because 2019 I think it was Lewis. No, after 2019, 2018 was Lewis, 2019 was Max. 2020 the race didn't happen because of COVID, and 2021 it was Lewis, 2022 it was George, and here it is Max. But here comes Fernando Alonso, the man of the moments. Very happy with his podium. Said, I'm gonna get a podium before the end of the season, and gets so. Comes out of his car, surely will punch the air in his delight, and thank his teammate. Thank his team for bringing out the upgrades. The Aston Martin looked quite quick this weekend, scoring P3 and P5. Great result there for the Aston. So yeah, Fernando will be quite delighted with his performance. And fastest lap of the race for Lando Norris there on lap 16 in 1 minute 12.486. And here comes Fernando Alonso in the arms of his teams, thanking them for all their hard work, for all their work throughout this whole season. And yeah, Fernando will definitely enjoy the podium here at Brazil. He enjoys every podium, but surely this will be a special podium for him, returning to the podium after a long time. So yeah, good performance there from Fernando, good performance there from Lando. Also Fernando, Lando, look the correlation. But good performance there for Lando, gets on the podium, gets the fastest lap, gets the driver of the day. 7th podium of season for Lando Norris, I think the most after Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen. So yeah, good performance there, and surely we'll be optimistic that the performance of McLaren improves from here and they are able to challenge Red Bull for the race win. So yeah, I can relax now. Have been constantly speaking for 71 laps, and what mistake I did today was I didn't carry water with me, and the race was like so. It wasn't interesting, but there was like so much happening in the race throughout. Like I was commentating throughout, so like after the stream I will get a good cup of cold water and just enjoy the climate here, because currently it's 12:30 AM here in India, so quite cold around here in my area. So yeah, definitely enjoyed the stream today. Let me just say how much views I get. 3,000 views, guys. I am gutted. I am absolutely gutted. Like, I just don't know what to say. I don't know how to thank you guys, because let's talk about something. You all guys know I had like few copyright strikes in the past, in the month of March, in the month of April, and we all know. You can check out my channel as well. Currently I have like 5,300 subscribers, but the views I get is like 200, 300. So my channel currently is like under a shadow ban, kind of shadow ban, because of those copyright strikes. I have lost motivation many times. Like I was even close to deleting this channel, but today, being honest, I thought it was the last. I thought this is the last time I'm doing the stream. If this stream works, I'm continuing the stream, or else this was the end for the live streams. But getting such a good response, 2,971 views, they are quite a lot, considering the views I had got like 70,000, 80,000 at the start of the season. But yeah, 3,000 views, considering my recent form, has been like quite heartwarming, out of words, and I just can do nothing but thank you guys. You are the best, the best viewers I have got, and I will just say one thing: please keep supporting me throughout this journey. These times are hard, like getting 300, 400 views on the videos on which I used to get 5,000, 6,000 views. But yeah, these times are hard, but with your support, anything is achievable, and I hope you guys will support me throughout my journey. So yeah, that's enough of me like saying my story. Main thing is, did you like my content? If you might have, don't forget to press that like button, press that subscribe button as well. It really helps me a lot, and as I said, this every like, every view, every subscription really takes my motivation to the next level. So yeah, thank you very much. 3,000 views. I didn't imagine that. I wasn't even like willing to do a stream today, but my mom, she just motivated me that, son, you can do it, give it one more go, and yeah, the results are good. So quite happy, quite excited. We'll have a good sleep today. See, 1 like increase. Thank you for a like. Love you guys. You are the best. As Louis says, we have got the best friends out there. I will say I have got the best friends out there. So yeah, thank you very much for the stream. Thank you very much for tuning in till the end. The race wasn't a banger as I expected. I thought might be Lando, like realistically I knew Lando won't challenge, but deep down my heart I just hope that Lando would have been able to overtake, would have been able to challenge Max at least at the start for the race win, but nothing happening there, and Max easily running away with the win. Lando getting P2, good result there. Fernando getting a podium, good result there. So some positives, some negatives. Winners definitely McLaren and Aston Martin. Big losers from the race, Mercedes getting P9 and DNF with George Russell, so surely they'll be looking to improve their pace next weekend round in Las Vegas for the first time for the Heineken Silver Las Vegas Grand Prix. and be sure to tune in for the live stream as well, as I'll be doing the live stream for the practice qualifying race, all events. So don't forget to tune in. And again, I'm just gutted. I just don't know how to thank you guys. It's like really encouraging, motivating. All the words fall short for the emotions I'm going through now. So thank you very much. Thank you. It really means a lot. Please don't forget to like if you like the stream, and also if you dislike the stream, press the dislike button as well, so I can come to know that what improvements and changes should I make to my live stream. Also check out my channel for more content, because there is like race predictions, qualifying predictions, all videos coming out regularly on my channel. So yeah, be sure to check them out as well. If you enjoy my content, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. As I said, every subscription, every like is a motivation times 1000 for me. So yeah, and also I'm not the best commentator out there, because see, first of all, my first language here in India is Hindi, which is our national language. Like, I studied in an English medium school and I'm quite fluent with English, but it's like mostly I speak English sometimes during in class, or sometimes during my English paper, or at times, but mostly with my friends and close people I talk in Hindi. So speaking English for a long period of time is easy, but it's like I have like many thoughts in my mind going at the same time, so expressing those thoughts in English is quite bit hard than as compared to Hindi. But I'm trying, I'm sure I'm improving, and I hope you guys will support me. I know you guys will support me throughout this journey. So yeah, thank you for all the support, and the quality of the streams surely will keep on improving. And I think by the next time, till Bahrain, Saudi Arabia next season, round 2, round 3, maybe 5,000 views, 7,000 views, 10,000 views, I never know. It's all in the hands of you audience. I'm just trying to give the best content to you guys as much as possible. So yeah, enough of me off now. Enough. That's like a bad quality of mine. If just I like start talking, I keep on talking. So yeah, I will say that's it for the stream, guys. Thank you very much again. I mean, just like, I can't stop thanking you guys. I'm just like so gutted today. And also considering, if you can check out my channel, my recent lives also haven't done quite well as well, getting like 300, 400, 40, 50 views. So I was quite gutted with my performance, but quite happy today. And the reason I'm not ending the stream, currently I'm like on 2,998 views, so I will just like to get to 3,000 views and then end the stream. But again, thank you for the support. Thank you for everything you have done for me today. Thank you for every single viewer who have tuned in, because these 3,000 viewers are like 3,000 times per view, so that means a lot. And yeah, we have 3,006 views. So yeah, thank you very much. I will just simply run you through a quick recap of the race before the end of the live stream. So what happened in the race? It was Max on pole, Leclerc alongside him on the front row. But on his way to the grid on the formation lap, Charles Leclerc had an hydraulic failure and crashed out and was unable to start the race. So it was no one alongside Max Verstappen, so it was an easy start for Max. Pulled away, led the race until the first sector, when there happened crashes behind in turn 1 between Alex Albon, Nico Hülkenberg, Kevin Magnussen, which caused Hülkenberg, Magnussen and Albon to retire. Huge damages to the car of Piastri and Ricciardo, who had rear wing damages, and the race was red flagged because of the debris on the track. So for the second restart, it was Norris and Max alongside, but Max again got a better start, pulled away, and since then wasn't seen. Like, during the second round of pit stops, Lando led for 3 to 4 laps, but wasn't after the proper round of pit stops. Max Verstappen just dominated this race in the way he has been this whole season, and Fernando Alonso and Sergio Perez had quite a good battle at the end. For 15 to 16 laps continuously, they were jockeying for positions. For Sergio Perez, on the second last lap was able to overtake, on the third last lap was able to overtake Fernando Alonso. No, on the second last lap, yeah. On the second last lap was able to overtake Fernando Alonso for the final podium place, P3. But Fernando Alonso on the final DRS straight, the second back straight, as we all know, overtook Sergio Perez again, and but at the start and finish line we had a photo finish between the Red Bull and the Aston Martin, and the gap, as you can see on the screen, was only 0.053 seconds. So that was a close battle and quite interesting to watch as well. Also, Lance Stroll, after his quite recent performances not being so well, getting a P5 will be quite good result for the self confidence of Lance, and also for the hard work of the mechanics of Aston Martin as well. Getting P3 and P5 is a great result. Also, Carlos Sainz will be quite satisfied with his race, not happy, not sad, because P6 isn't a great result but isn't a bad result as well. Considering Ferrari were the quickest this weekend, they maximized the result they could get. I think maybe P5 was up on card, was possible, but at the end he was 9 seconds behind Lance Stroll. So I think Ferrari maximized the race they could have. Then we have Gasly. Good result, getting P7, 8 points for the Alpine team. Though Alpine are not in the battle for the championship with any team, they are like a lonely P5, P6 I think. P5 I think, yeah. Ahead of behind Aston Martin by quite a long way, and ahead of Williams by quite a long way as well. It's P6 or P5? Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren, P6, yeah, P6. So they are like quite a long way behind the Aston Martin team, and quite a long way ahead of Williams in P7. So yeah, decent race there for the Alpine boys, as they got P7 with Gasly and Ocon, who got lapped at the end, P10. Lewis Hamilton, at his home race, as we all know, is an honorary citizen of Brazil, was hoping quite a lot. Like he might have definitely hoped to at least get a podium, not the race win, but going home with P8 and just 4 points. Won't be quite happy, Lewis. And then Sonoda would be quite happy with the 2 points, as AlphaTauri increased their advantage over Aston Martin for the battle in P8 in the constructor standings, and also close up the gap to Williams in P7 in the constructor standings. So AlphaTauri definitely looking good in these previous 2 races. Then we have Ocon, as I discussed, Logan Sargent, who is surely running for his future in Formula 1. P11 is a good result for his future, as I think he needs to secure P11s and P12s only throughout this rest of the season to secure a seat. So yeah, good result there for, as we see here on the podium, Fernando Alonso looks quite happy, and is quite good to see him happy as well. But back to the race, I think Logan Sargent scoring P11s and P12s, staying within 3 to 4 tenths of the qualifying time of Albon in the next 2 races of Las Vegas and Abu Dhabi. I think he will be able to secure his seat. Then we have Hülkenberg in P12, not seen much throughout this race, decent race, staying out of trouble, and last of the finishers it should be said, because at the start of the race, Ricciardo and Piastri, as I said, got caught out in the battle between Albon, Magnussen and Hülkenberg, and had huge damages to the rear wing. So they had to modify the rear wing. They had to, just a second, they had to change the rear wing, and in this process they fell a lap behind the rest of the field. So yeah, finishing P30 for Ricciardo, P14 for Piastri, and the drivers who did not finish were Russell, who had some kind of issue with the car, retired in the middle of the race. And then also it was Bottas, who also had some kind of issue in the car, retired in the middle of the race. Zhou also had an issue in the car, retired in the middle of the race. And here we see Fernando Alonso giving podium to his team, giving the champion to his teammates, as he has been throughout this whole season. Looks quite happy, Fernando. It's really, literally quite happy to see. It's like as happy as I would love Lewis to win, I would love Fernando Alonso to get on the podium as well, because this man definitely drives his heart out there every time he's in the car. So podium is definitely a great result for himself and for his team as well. So yeah, great result. And as I was saying, Zhou had some kind of issue in the car, was unable to finish. Leclerc had an, as I said, hydraulic issue at the start, and did not even start the race. And Magnussen and Albon crashed out in turn 1. So yeah, these are the race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Max Verstappen, for the 17th time this season, wins by quite a good fashion, ahead of Lando Norris, who gets his 7th podium of the season. So great upward trajectory for the McLaren team. Fernando Alonso back on the podium after a long time, and is P3. Let me check after how much long Fernando Alonso is on the podium. I think he has been quite a lot of races, it should be said. Just a second. Fernando, Netherlands. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 race. It has been 6 races in Fernando has been on a podium. So yeah, good performance there. And Max's win streak, 5th race. So yeah, as I was saying, let's again run into the results. So yeah, here are the results for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Max Verstappen wins for the 17th time this season and continues his win streak of 5 wins in a row. It's Lando Norris for the 7th time this season is on the podium alongside Max, and Fernando Alonso after 7 races finishes 3rd, and the gap between Fernando and Checo at the finish line was less than a tenth, 5.2 tenths at the end, so fine margins there. Lance Stroll will quite happy with this performance, finishing P5. Sainz 6th, Gasly 7th, Hamilton won't be happy with this performance, is P8. Yuki Tsunoda is P9, and Esteban Ocon, the final of the point scorers who got lapped, is P10. Then we have Logan Sargent, who will be happy and satisfied with his performance, is P11. Then we have Hulkenberg in P12, Ricciardo and Piastri, who got caught out in a first lap incident, are P13, P14. Then the drivers who did not finish were Russell, Bottas, Zhou Guanyu, Charles Leclerc, Kevin Magnussen and Alex Albon. And now we will take a look at the driver standings for this Formula 1 season. Max Verstappen, as we all know, has already been crowned champion and increases his championship lead by 13 points in front of Sergio Perez. Max with 524 points, Sergio 258 points, so the gap 242, 266 points is the gap. Lewis Hamilton, in his quest to P2 in the championship, I think it will be quite hard from now, as the gap between Lewis and Checo is 32 points now, so yeah, won't be quite easy for Lewis to get P2 in the championship. Fernando Alonso regains P4 in the championship as he finishes ahead of Carlos Sainz. Coming to this race, Carlos and Fernando were level on points, so Fernando Alonso goes up to P4. Lando Norris improves his position and goes ahead of his mate Carlos Sainz in best friends. So it's Max Verstappen with 54 points leads the way. Gap an advantage of 52 to 52, 500 to 50 to I'm just having in the gap to 42, 266 points, and Lewis Hamilton further 32 points behind Sergio Perez. Will be very hard for him to get up to P2 in the driver standings, but still 2 races left in the season. Then we have Fernando Alonso, Lando Norris, Sainz, Leclerc, Russell, Piastri and Lance Stroll. Then we have Pierre Gasly, 62 points. Lance Stroll overtaking Pierre Gasly in today's driver standings, moving in the top 10. Then we have Ocon, Albon, Tsunoda, Bottas, Hulkenberg, Ricciardo scoring 6 points in the last race. Tsunoda scoring 2 points, and then Zhou, Magnussen and Lawson. And then also we have Logan Sargent and Nick DeVries. All the drivers bar Nick DeVries have scored points this season. Then moving on to the constructor standings now. We have in the constructor standings Red Bull long way ahead of the rest of the field. 400 points is the gap of Red Bull in front of Mercedes. So it's not a small gap to say the least. 400 points is quite a lot in a span of 21 races. Considering that the race at Imola didn't even happen, so 20 races, 400 points is like 20 points gained per race. So yeah, that's great. More than double the points of Mercedes, I think. Yeah, more than double the points of Mercedes. Ferrari closing in the battle to Mercedes by 20 points for the P2 in constructors. Then we have McLaren further 80 points behind the Ferrari team in P3. If McLaren might have had a better car at the start of the season, surely McLaren would have got the P2, because after the race at Silverstone where the McLaren introduced their upgrades, they have been the team with the second most points scored after Red Bull. So yeah, great performance there from McLaren. Aston Martin scoring quite decent points today and are quite and well solidified in P5 in the constructor standings. Alpine P6, Williams P7, but 2 points for Yuki Tsunoda. For Alfa Romeo in P8 closes the gap to P7 by 7 points. Then Alfa Romeo quite close behind as well, are just 5 points behind AlphaTauri in P8. For P8 in constructor standings, Alfa Romeo currently P9 and definitely would love to score even few more points and get the P8 spot, and has currently P10 in the constructor standings with 12 points. So yeah, that's it for the race today, guys. Thank you for all your support. It really means a lot to me. And as I said, we have had quite a decent view today. 3,105 views, 15 likes. So yeah, thank you very much. As I said, I just can't say how to express my gratitude towards you guys. I just can bow down in front of you and say thank you, and just will request and hope that you guys keep continuing and showering your support throughout this season. The next season surely we'll be doing lives next season as well. Won't be quite as usual frequent as they are right now because I have like quite an important entrance exam in the month of June, but surely we'll try to upload great content for you guys and keep you entertained. So yeah, thank you very much for all the support. It really means a lot to me, and keep supporting. Please don't forget to like the stream if you liked it. As you all know, your every like means a lot to me. And also please don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. Every subscription means 1,000 motivation for me as well, so it really means a lot to me. So yeah, thank you much. And I'll just quickly run you through the results as a tradition on the channel, on the live stream. Quick results for the race are Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, okay wait, Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Gasly, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Ocon, Sargent, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Piastri. Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Gasly, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Ocon, Sargent. Okay. What's the problem is that I'm needing to have to scroll down to the results, so it's like quite hard to read. But I'll try it again. It's Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Gasly. Okay. It's Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll. So the race is for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Gasly, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Ocon, Sargent, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo. Oh shit. Yeah, let's go. So the race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Sainz. Okay, so the race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Gasly, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Ocon, Sargent, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Piastri, Russell, Bottas, Joe, Guan Yu. It's Guan Yu, okay, Joe. So the race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix are Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Ricciardo. Okay, so the race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix are Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Sainz. So the race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix are Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Gasly, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Ocon, Sargent, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Piastri, Russell, Bottas, Joe, Leclerc, Magnussen, and Albon. Wait, I will open the results on Twitter. It will be much more easier. So read them. So just a second. 17 minutes for Max, as we see here on Twitter. That drive was pure gold. Fernando also quite happy. The race results are just a second, and here are the race results. So the race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix are Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Gasly, Hamilton, Ocon. So the race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix are Verstappen. The race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix are Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Sainz. So the race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix are Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Gasly, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Ocon, Sargent, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Piastri, and the drivers who didn't finish were Russell, Bottas, Joe, Leclerc, Magnussen, and Albon. And quickly, Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, so the race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix are Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll. Race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix are Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Gasly, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Ocon, Sargent, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Piastri, and the drivers who didn't finish were Russell, Bottas, Joe, Leclerc, Magnussen, and Albon. Sorry about that if you guys are getting bored, but I need to take it properly. It's just like a satisfaction to read this results properly. So yeah, race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix are Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Hamilton. So the race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix are Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Gasly, Hamilton, and Tsunoda. So the race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix are Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Gasly, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Ocon, Sargent, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Piastri, and so yeah. So the race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix are Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Gasly, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Ocon, Sargent, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Piastri, and the drivers who didn't finish, and Russell, Bottas, Joe, Leclerc, Magnussen, and Albon. And quickly, in one flow, the race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix are Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez. Just focus, okay? Yes, this is it. We can do it. So the race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix are Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Sainz. Okay. So the race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix are Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll. Sorry about it. Sorry. So the race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix are Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Gasly, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Ocon, Sargent, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Piastri, and the drivers who didn't finish well, Russell, Bottas, Joe, Leclerc, Magnussen, and Albon. So yeah, that's good. And in a quick flow, the race results for the Brazilian Grand Prix are Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Gasly, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Ocon, Sargent, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Piastri, Russell, Bottas, Joe, Leclerc, Magnussen, and Albon. We did it. Yes, let's go. Yes. That's satisfying. As I said, guys, this is like very satisfying to get the results. You even try it at home, you will find it satisfying. So yeah, that's it for the stream. As I said, again, very gutted for all your support today. It really means a lot to me. Thank you very much. Keep supporting the way you are right now. I will try my best to keep you guys entertained, and please don't forget to like that stream. Currently we are on 15 likes. I will say 20 likes will really be awesome, but 15 likes is like quite good as well. So please don't forget to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, And also, like, on this channel there are like qualifying predictions, race predictions, qualifying results, race results, practice results, and weights. I will just say the videos that are out on the channel are qualifying predictions, race predictions, qualifying results, race results, practice results, driver standings before race, constructor standings before race, driver standings predictions, constructor standings predictions, then overall championship predictions. And I just fumbled again. The videos that are out on this channel are like driver standings before so why am I saying this is like, please don't forget to like the stream. If you enjoy my hard work, if you are enjoying my tries, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well, because it really helps and motivates me a lot. And also, you can check out my channel after this live stream to find out if you would rather consider subscribing to the channel, if the channel is of your type. If not, then do share what kind of content you want to see in the future, and I will surely try making those. And if you like the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps and motivates me a lot. And on my channel, on our channel, if you should say, it's not my channel, it's a channel. My channel is only because of you guys. On our channel, it's like every week there are like qualifying predictions for the upcoming races, like qualifying predictions, race predictions, qualifying results, race results, practice results, driver standings before race, constructor standings before race, driver standings predictions after race, constructor standings prediction after race, and also driver standings predictions throughout the season, constructor standings predictions throughout the season, and the most wins at the track, that means the track at which we are having the race, most wins, most poles, most podiums, most fastest laps, and so much content out on the channel. So if you like my effort, and if you will like the content, more important is you should like the content. If you like the content, please don't forget to like the stream, like the content as well, and subscribe to the channel. And thank you very much, very much. And like, love you guys. Thank you very much. I just can't thank you enough for today's support. And see you guys for is the Las Vegas Grand Prix next week. I think it is for the first ever Saturday night race. It won't be much effect for me because in India, according to the Indian Standard Time, it's 11:30 AM. So basically, it's a Sunday race for me. But it's a officially Saturday night race. It's 16 to 18 November. So yeah, 1 week break, and the week after, we will be live again for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. But until that time, as I said, all type of contents coming on this channel, like qualifying predictions on Friday, I think. Yeah, race predictions on Sunday. Driver standings predictions like this Sunday, constructor standings before race on Monday, driver standings before race on Tuesday, and also some different kind of content I am thinking for Las Vegas that will also come out on the channel. So be sure to like and subscribe if you like the effort I'm doing. And also, as I said, your like and subscribe really means a lot to me. So lots of content coming out tomorrow. Also, I might be uploading the video for most position gains in today's race. Like, for example, Norris started 6th, finished 5th, so finished 2nd, so like gain 4 positions. So I will be like uploading a video on that topic as well. Like, but I will give proper example in terms of Max. See, for the starting grid, Max was on pole and won the race. So Max was on pole and won the race. So no position gains, no position loss for Max. So, and for Lando, he started P6, came up to P2, so 4 positions gained for Lando. Fernando Alonso started P4, finished P3, 1 position gained for Fernando, and so on. And I will be uploading this kind of video tomorrow, so be sure to check it out as well. And as I said, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Again, your like and subscribe really means a lot to me and motivates me a lot. So yeah, thank you much for your support today. 3,444 views today. It really means a lot to me. So yeah, thank you much. Love you guys for your support. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys for more content, and also for the Las Vegas Grand Prix from 16 to 18 November. So thank you much for your support. Be sure to check out the channel after the live stream, and if you enjoy the content, enjoy my effort, and if you feel that this is the type of content you would like to watch, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Your like and subscribe really mean a lot to me. So thank you very much. More content coming out in the coming weeks, coming days, and also see you live for the Las Vegas Grand Prix from 16 to 18 November for the first Formula 1 Saturday night race. So yeah, thank you very much for your support on the live stream again. Thank you very much. See you guys. Have a great day ahead. Have a great time ahead. Ciao. Have a great day ahead. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.